Go change your shirt.
You change your shirt.
Take your shirt off.
No, not happening.
Ah!
Damn it! Sorry, not starting yet.
Oh,
Wow, what?
well, that was
Okay.
anticlimactic, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I
200th episode.
He hit his freaking camera.
no. So my,
And-
camera, I realized my camera wasn't on top of my computer.
And where was it?
Coming from the build, and
Well,
the great part is everybody
Starting
that's
off the
watching the show right now is like, I don't know what's happening, and this is ridiculous.
Well, I don't know what's happening
We'll
either. So
Okay, now we
fix
can
it in post.
No.
Nobody worries.
And everyone's a little scared.
now we can do this. Let's do it.
Fix it in post. It's all good.
There is no post.
Postmates. We can Postmates and stuff.
Distance nerding.
Whoa! Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's been 200, and we're still here.
somehow,
Can't get rid.
Somehow.
As much as half the internet wants to get rid of us.
yes, to spit us out at the feet of whomever we have
Aubrey
offended this
Plaza.
week.
Aubrey Plaza. Oh, you can spit me out at the feet of Aubrey Plaza anytime. It's Taco 200 Tuesday. You know what that means. You are now watching and listening and experiencing for the 200th time the Distance Nerding Podcast.
Yay! Part of the Comic-Con Radio Podcast family.
Hey,
He's got 200 D&D classes and subclasses, and he wants to talk about it. It's Shadoo.
He watched 200 scary movies this month. It's Graveyard, but he's probably in a grave. I don't know where he is.
Somewhere, yeah.
I don't know.
he's being mentally controlled
He
by
didn't
the
get the
beard
memo.
again.
He's probably
Yeah,
not going to be here till 6:30, so it's fine. We did his intro for him.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
She's got 200 corgis staring at her right now. It's Jen from Frey Comics.
How did you know? Stop reading my mind. He's 200 days away from his AARP card. It's John F. 5000.
It's not
Yeah.
that far
Very
away.
true.
Yes, and he does not have the document that tells us what we're supposed to be saying. He's young Phil.
I mean, I'm surrounded by 200 Lego sets. I really am.
Yes.
All missing a single piece. So-
And we're here
To
nerd together.
with pizza.
Hey, where did I
Wait, you
get
got
that?
pizza?
Yeah, we have pizza.
It's a celebration and there's a pizza
Oh,
party?
Hey, look at that.
It's a pizza party.
The celebration!
I wonder if you can take your two pieces of pizza and put them together. I bet they'd fit together. How did you guys get pizza? I didn't get pizza. Are you guys
Well-
having like pizza delivered?
No.
Did I miss
something?
No.
Technically, yes. Someone
Yes,
did
but
deliver
not
my
in the way
pizza,
that you would
but
normally
No, it was
conceive
made here.
of that happening.
I want some pizza. You guys
I'm
are
just throwing it
weird.
out there, Aaron Watson. 200 episodes ago, stars were born, families were torn apart, new bonds were created. But in the end, the lucky few, the few who knew. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the Distance Nerding Podcast.
There it is. Hey, I think Aaron Watson turned into artificial intelligence. That was
Oh yeah, he is AI.
that was a little too good. And no spelling errors. What that is not Watson. That is not Watson.
Oh man, we have Crunchy Taco Hamburger Helper. Sandra Betty said they've got some whiskey.
There we go.
Good. Yeah, and we
So
have pizza.
One of them has whiskey, one of them has hamburger helper.
Right, that's the way families work.
I think that's a party. I think that's a celebration over there.
Oh,
Look.
that's how families were torn apart.
We all celebrate in different ways.
We
Exactly.
do. We do.
There's nothing wrong with that. Let's talk about W and then let's get on with the guests.
Well, John Mez decided we're talking anything pop culture, news, movies, music, food, wrestling, comics, 200 episodes of a podcast, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it. And of course, you can follow us on all the social media places: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Threads, YouTube, Discord, mostly on Threads now. Not so much on the Twits.
Blue Sky. Everybody's going to Blue Sky.
Yes.
I thought about it.
Blue Sky. Wait a minute.
The grave is here.
Hey!
Hey, look at that.
You know, the other
Very
thing
nice.
is John Mez doesn't have to complain today because I'm actually wearing Distance Nerding merch for once.
For once, it only took you 200 episodes. Perfect.
I'm just wearing a shirt that says "All men must die."
I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. That's
So am I.
Death Star.
Hey.
Maybe I just won't wear a shirt today. How about that?
No.
That's so sexy. But of course,
You have now
to
stumbled
see that.
upon the best or worst kept secret on the internet. You are now watching The Download.
whoops.
Loop diddy loop.
I still love that little riff at the end.
Well, we are here. It is time. Let's get right into this. We've got a lot to celebrate tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This week on deck, we're switching it up because this week on deck, we've got nothing but guest overload extravaganza.
Woo!
Oh, nice. I love it. I love it. And that's it. Just
Maybe in 200 more episodes, he'll get the buttons right.
I know. Maybe I'll learn how I'm supposed to do my own show.
We'll get there.
It'd be great. It'd be great to know how to run your own show, right?
We want to know exactly how to do this in episode 3.
God. Well, before we jump into everything else that we got going on, let me get a shout out.
shout out to Dubby. Dubby is an emerging brand. Right. With the
This
sound
is already chaos, and it's amazing.
I know. I love it.
created to help focus,
None.
concentrate,
Absolutely.
reaction time with no crash or no jitters, no maltodextrin, sugars, fillers, artificial colors or dyes, and is keto friendly. W contains a neuro factor to help give your brain focus and clarity. 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. Philippe is energized. Find out more at w.gg. Use code nerding10 for 10% off at checkout.
Nailed it.
Sounds good, everybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
I think we're all on the W, everybody.
We are rolling. We are rolling through. So, with that being said, of course, we talked about W now. Real quick, we're gonna do a fast geek end update. So let's get this.
I wish our newsroom was really
That's
that
just
nice.
it.
I know, right? Well, this just in, not just in. It's been a while now, but still, late news, better than no news. Distance Nerding is on Comic-Con Radio. Look for the Distance Nerding podcast, including this episode that you are watching or listening to right now, and our second show, a comic conversation each week on Comic-Con Radio or comiccon-radio.com/podcasts. Someone who is not Shadu, please put that in the chat.
Again,
we're putting it in
have
the
the
chat.
document. There's
I'm
no
eating
chance
pizza.
of this happening.
Hold
I'm
on.
putting it in the chat.
I have the full link right here. Hold on. Maybe.
Oh.
No.
Icon.
Icon.
Yeah,
All right,
Icon.
cool. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, everybody,
Hey,
just keep putting it in the chat.
Icon.
Icon.
Perfect.
There's about
Icon Radio.
1,000 different links that are in
Should
there.
do.
This really
Everyone should
is-
Damn it, Shadu.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. This time, for one of the rare times, it was not me.
This is amazing. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, Let's jump into it. We're already, it's my fault. We're already running a little bit late on this, but guys, we're doing nothing but illustrious guests here on the show today. It is a 200 episode celebration.
Woo!
Woo!
Kids?
We also have
Kids?
trivia at some
Kids?
point.
So with that being said, what can we say about our first beautiful, amazing guest that we have going on here? He's a Filipino-American comic artist and writer, one half of the more guapo half of the comic dynamic duo of Lawrence and Diego Iriarte. He is part of the geniuses behind Lumpia with a Vengeance, the comic book series. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show, Diego Iriarte!
Hey everyone. How's it going?
Diego.
Hey. How are y'all doing tonight?
Reworked. There we go. Good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Finishing up college, and I have been on a grind with our new Mickey Mouse project.
Oh, I
And,
can't wait to talk about it all.
Yeah, I've also been writing our other book, Fantastic Furious Fury Frog. So it's been a wild semester.
And I think you got new glasses since I've seen you.
Yeah, I'm kind of going for like the Clark Kent type of vibe.
I see you. I see you, Clark.
I got you.
I see you.
You're just getting ahead of the trend because next year everything's gonna be coming up Superman. So
Oh, indeed. I got mine to be blue because it's my favorite color. I need my vibe.
yeah,
just gotta make my brown eyes look a little bit more special.
there you go.
Hey, they're special to me.
Yeah,
All
you gotta
right.
make
Oh.
They're very special to me.
make
Yes,
it as
you,
brown.
you were special in general.
Oh,
Just
thank
you
you,
were
thank
special.
you.
So let's
All right.
jump into this, man. We're going to do something a little bit different than we've done in the past. We're going to ask a series of quick rapid fire questions for you here, man. And just whatever comes to your mind first is what was kind of the answer that we want here. Okay. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it sounds fun.
All right, cool. So what superpower would be cool, but actually annoying for a day-to-day life?
Oh, super speed.
That's what she said.
Immediately.
Even talking to my wife. Never mind.
Yeah, that one is like more of a nerf when you think about it, because your clothes burn, your attention span is just gonna go like absolutely to zero just because like can't focus. And if you already have ADHD, that's just like
Oh god.
Ooh.
Yeah.
ADHD while super speed. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm about to ask you something that is going to make no sense for the character, but I'm going to ask it anyways because it's hilarious to think about, right?
Mhm.
So Kuya,
Mhm.
if Kuya went to a karaoke bar,
Okay.
what song would he sing? And again, given the way Kuya is in the movies,
Yeah, by the way, we're talking
Hmm.
about Lumpia with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
You gotta focus
Man,
there.
you know what? This might be a little curveball, but I feel like he might beatbox to like a Justin Timberlake song instead. Like,
that's the way to get it so that he still doesn't talk, but he's doing something.
yeah.
So, yeah. I was actually
Like-
thinking, did you ever watch that movie Pootie Tang?
No.
I don't think he's old enough to watch Pootie Tang.
It came out like 30 years ago.
I know, right? There's a scene in Pootie Tang where he goes, he's got the new hit song. That's karaoke. He would karaoke Pootie Tangs.
Wow.
Riveting.
Man.
You should all stop like pity laughing for Phil because that wasn't funny.
That's how we get paid, Frey. It's per laugh.
Okay,
That's
Diego, I know we're short on time, but you kind of touched on them. Let's talk about some of the projects that you're working on, that you're hustling through, and then doing some other thing called college. But whatever, let's not talk about college. Let's talk about the projects like the Mickey. Let's talk about
Yeah. So with Fantastic Worlds of Steamboat Willie, we are working on this comic book graphic novel that takes place 10 minutes after the original Steamboat Willie short.
Mhm.
And we introduce 7 new characters, and it's about Mickey and Pete and Minnie, and they're just trying to find their way back home as they're going through this wonderful, like, majestic different realms and stuff like that. We have many that are like kind of homages. Our first one that we open up with that's in our ash can is our reimagining of like what happens after the movie Metropolis. So we see this kind of like futuristic, kind of Tron robotic realm. It's super fun, and we're visiting the other realms that go after, and like we have one that's kind of like Flash Gordon. We have an entire underwater world, and then there's a realm of myth. So we have been staying on course for that and making sure Mickey stays in character as true as that 1920s version. And I've also been working on Fantastic Furious Frog. So that has been wild because I've been writing, and this is kind of very different because it's my own project that it's really creator owned, and it's really me writing this versus like me writing with my dad. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's super wild because like I'm very used to collaborating and working with other writers and stuff like that. And so having that is like kind of intimidating, but it's super exciting because I found a unique format because the story takes place in college and it's broken down like in between semesters, and it's focusing like by weeks. So
That's cool.
yeah. You know, and I open up the story like in immediate rest. So we just jump straight into the action.
Nice.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Get them with action.
It's super exciting because like if you guys like Kamen Rider or you know, Invincible, like, or even Power Rangers, this is very much like Ninja Turtles type of tone and humor. Like that's like the jam of what that is.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. Look at you go. Wait, can we let's pull back because I want to talk more about the Steamboat Willie because I find this one super interesting because I mean,
because you're a Disney head.
well, it's a Disney property, right? But now it's kind of not.
Yeah, with Mickey being in public domain this year, it has been a very interesting like course of navigation because we want Mickey to stay to that original version. And what's unique about this, both artistically, one like writing wise, we're trying to stay to that like attitude version of Mickey, but he's also like he's kind of rough, yet he's also really funny, and he's somewhat awkward. And we are also maintaining everybody who's from that original 1920s short. They're all in black and white, and anybody else, all the different worlds and stuff like that, they're in color. So as you see Mickey interact with different things, you'll see items change and stuff like that. And
yeah,
it's very, very unique to seeing how he's depicted.
Yeah, I thought it was super cool. We looked at some of the artwork when we saw each other at Silver Age Comic-Con, and it's super cool the way it looks, like the whole black and white Mickey, but then everything else is in color and like rich, vibrant color.
Oh, thank you.
And I think that's super interesting. But also, I also wanted to bring it up because, you know, all of us know Mickey, but back in the day, the Steamboat Willie, the original Mickey, isn't quite the Mickey we know.
Right.
So this book is super interesting.
You know, and here's the thing is most people often don't get past like the first like kind of 30 seconds or initial beginning of the short.
Just the whistling.
Yes. And many people believe that Mickey has the hat on, but in reality, that's actually Pete's hat. And he's not the captain of the ship. Pete is. So as you see him
now.
Yes. And, it's a little bit of spoilers, but when you see him kind of rise in the story, like, you know, my analogy is that you will see Mickey kind of grow to become the version that we're a little bit more familiar with. So you see him on this unique hero's journey and reflection of this many obstacles and challenges, but you see this little mouse with a lot of fire in him. And I love that version of Mickey because you would actually see him like punch and like actually be a little physical.
Right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Hot dog, take this.
Ooh.
Well, Diego, I have to ask, as the horror world knows that January 1st hit, that we got 2 movies already made about Steamboat Willie and the video game. Do you guys look at that at all with what other people have done with you know, it going to the public domain?
Yeah, we like to. I mean, the cool thing about art and like just the entertainment sphere is that you get to absorb and see what everybody else is doing. What I love about public domain is that everybody has their own unique interpretations.
Mhm.
And it's like, I think that's really interesting. And I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong with public domain. And my biggest thing is like trying to pay respect to like what has been created before. And as you know, my degree in college is in 2D animation. So for me, this is like a huge dream of being able to apply what I've learned in school towards comics. It's a unique like merging.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about Mickey. Give me the title one more time.
The Fantastic Worlds of Steamboat Willie.
Fantastic World, Mickey and the Fantastic Worlds of Steamboat Willie. And we can find more at C Sound Comics. Yes,
IC Sound Comics. You can check out our Facebook, Instagram, our website, just www.icsoundcomics.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find everything there.
And you'll be at
I will be
Fan
at Fan Expo, and we will have our ash cans and our figures on sale, and we will have some brand new prints that are teasing the future of the book.
Nice. I see sound. That's what happens when you put a shot of espresso in a Red Bull.
That's I can't feel my heart. Oh wait, yes I can. Wait.
So you guys are going to be at Fan Expo. You'll have the ash can. So, and you said you have like a figurine or like an
Yes, we
Look
have.
at you.
We have the Mickey figure that is literally right out from one of the scenes of the book, and
Awesome.
It's courtesy of Figure X. He does a lot of the newer like independent figures that are going on, and what I love about this one, it is black and white, but it's kind of catered towards like the artistic rendition that we do, where it's like the lighting, coloring, and like I just love how he painted it. It's super sick. It's very close to how we depict them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Fan Expo, it's coming up, right? It's like-
Yes, it comes up next week. It's the right after Thanksgiving. I believe that's the 29th.
Yep.
And to the 1st of December.
Yep. So Fan Expo, San Francisco, booth A650. I know, who is it? Say Wong in the chat. I think he's going to Fan Expo. So
Yep.
you should go check out IC Sound Comics.
Seems like he got really excited about it. So yes,
I think he fainted.
check it out.
He did. He did.
Awesome. Diego, love you, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Tell your
Thank you
dad
so
we said
much.
what's up. You're amazing. I love your new glasses.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Blue's my
joining
favorite
us.
color too. So, you know.
Yeah,
got
you know,
that.
just got to be a part of the blue tribe.
There
Yep.
you go. There you go. All right. So IC Sound
See what you
Comics, we'll get that. What is your IG just so we can follow you specifically as well?
Or just all your pluggables in general, man. Any plugs that you have.
It's Diego.IRIARTE or Diego Illustrates on Twitch, YouTube, and I believe X. I'm tempted to do Blue Sky because I never fully got into X as a platform. So,
I'm on Blue Sky.
yeah, you know, if I join, I like the name of it. It's a lot more like creative.
It's nicer. People are nicer on Blue Sky. They really are.
Well,
I've been trolling on Threads, and I say trolling like I'm actually trolling, but I mean I've been on Threads, and Threads it's so much better just because it's toxic. Everybody is like super cool. You know, it's definitely that looks like the direction that most creators are going in because you have less kind of mean girls hanging around. So.
Yeah, my big thing that because like I'm trying to dive into more socials. I wish that Instagram, because it is connected with Threads, I wish whenever you post it on Insta that it would just go to Threads. That's my
There's
biggest
a
pet
slide,
peeve.
there's a slider box that you can do that in all your posts to do that.
Really? Oh man, I gotta toggle that.
Graveyard with a tech support. Perfect timing. Making
Thank
himself
you.
worth it. I like it.
Thank you.
Diego, awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us. We put all your info in the chat, so You know,
Oh,
if you
thank
want to
you
go
so
follow,
much,
go check
guys.
him out. Go check him out. Fan Expo, Diego IRIARTE, and you know that guy, your dad, whatever. Lawrence IRIARTE, too cool for school. Go check him
Thank you
out
guys.
too.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Thanks
All
for
right,
being
yeah.
part of our 200th celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy
Great
200
seeing you again.
Thanks.
We appreciate that.
Mhm.
See ya.
All right, man.
All right. See you guys.
Love ya.
All right, man.
Mahal
Bye.
kita. Mahal kita. Okay. Did we do our intro
What
yet?
the fuck? Why am I the one in the
You're important.
Ah!
It came out of nowhere.
So what happens is we don't have title cards and everything.
Ah!
I think 4 of us have control to do this too.
And I'm the only one who doesn't.
Because you choose not to.
Real quick, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Eric Ruiz. He's amazing. He's our good friend, our wrestling buddy. He's always in the chat. Super cool. Triggered Wrestling. Speaking of wrestling,
Yeah.
Triggered. Shout out to Triggered Wrestling Podcast. They're awesome. They're always hustling for content. Like, I
Yeah.
think we work hard on our content every week. Triggered is out there every week, and out at the shows, and out at the Barrio Toys, doing interviews and whatnot, putting us to shame. They're like Graveyard, putting us to shame, just hustling. So
Yeah,
shout
no,
out to
Did I
Triggered.
not offer you a wrestling person today?
He did.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Hey, we
love
don't-
the entire chat right now is like, Frey is the host now.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at her. Look at her.
How about
Once
Frey?
I was the learner, but now I am the master.
Jen
I
is
think
now.
it's the ah.
I think the chat likes it though. I think the chat is like, oh no, we want Jen to be the host. Forget the rest of
Speaking
those guys.
So while we got Eric and Triggered in the chat, we are due for a wrestling centric episode.
We are
Just
very
FYI.
overdue for a wrestling centric episode.
Eric Triggered.
I've actually been talking to a lot of wrestling podcasts on Threads, and like a lot of them have been wanting to collaborate. So I mean, we need to do a wrestling episode sometime soon.
I want to go on Triggered's podcast. Triggered, hit us
I've
up.
been
I
on
want
the
to go on your podcast. I like it.
Yeah, I've been on their podcast. It's fun.
Oh, look at you. Oh, throwing it out there. Okay, big time. All right. Big shiny belt. All right. See how it
Wow.
is. You won.
Say Wong is saying we should invite Okada on the show.
And he just called us bitch. Bitch. All right. All right. All right. So we got through our
Hands labyrinth.
intro.
Ants.
so we got Elise coming up in a little bit, but real quick, while we're in between, I mean, it's been 200 episodes. That's kind of crazy.
That's
And
a
by the
lot.
way, which also means it's been 4 years since
Wow.
we started this little endeavor
Right.
on Philippe's desk behind him with one blue Yeti mic.
Yeah.
Desk that I'm at right now, that desk right there, it used to be in the middle of the room, and me and Jamez sitting in the middle of the room with a blue Yeti mic. If you guys go back and listen to that first episode,
Do
it
not do that.
sounds absolutely terrible, but the content is good.
I mean, do it for the download. I'll do it for the download, but don't
100%
listen to it.
do it for the download.
download it and put it on mute.
The show back then was like, it was a completely different show. I kind of miss doing that version of the show.
You guys
Oh,
should
like-
get
Where you just stare into each other's eyes and just
No,
discuss.
it's not just that, because it was beautiful when we were in studio together, but it was more so everything was pre-recorded, and then I would put in sound bites. So instead of the
Ooh.
soundboard, it was I would find jokes that we would make, and I would put a relevant soundbite to it. But it took like 16 hours to do that version.
Versus
I was gonna
going
say
live.
get a transcript of it, and then we could do like for the 300th episode, we could do it as a stage play.
There you go.
Or we do shadow silhouettes, MSC3K style.
Oh,
You know, back in the day, which was a Wednesday 4 years ago, episode 1, we didn't have AI back then, so we couldn't do these crazy transcripts and whatnot. You kidding me?
Actually,
I
I
would argue
off my
A
head.
doesn't exist right now because the transcript's still atrocious.
yeah, no, actually, I have a program called Descript that transcribes everything, and then you can even edit stuff like through there. So you can say, "Oh, I didn't want to say this," and you can like delete the transcript, and it deletes it from the audio file, and it does it pretty cleanly. I'm sure they use like AI stuff in their thing now, but I mean, like yeah, maybe we do something in the future where we're doing an episode like that, and I can like transcribe a live episode and do it the way we used to do it.
That sounds like the perfect way of doing dubbing in low budget movies. That you
There you
have
go.
people acting out and they just replace the entire text with voiceover work.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
you can do that. That's like the great thing. Is like it is.
I think that's called Power Rangers.
Exactly.
I think that's exactly what Power Rangers did.
Well, when you wear a mask, you don't see their mouth moving, so
Exactly.
it doesn't match
Well,
up.
I mean, yeah, that works too. That
Or
works too.
We
Or
got to
also
that
we just-
Invincible
Oh,
episode.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would just be the whole show. So
Exactly.
That's awesome. Hey, look, Eric in the chat. I remember meeting you guys at Santa Cruz Con. Oh, at Capitola Collecticon. I
Right.
think that was 3 years ago.
That was about 30 years ago.
Wow.
Honestly, we were meant to be friends with Eric because when I think you were in your Unipool outfit,
Yeah.
young Phil, and you went up and started talking to Eric, and I thought you guys knew each other because you guys immediately like hit it off. I'm like, oh, okay, somebody, young Phil's met at a different con or something, but you guys hit it off like right out the jump. So I figured, I'm like, oh, somebody young Phil knows because he talks to everybody. So that's cool that we met at Collecticon. Shout out to
I
Eric.
mean, and that's awesome because now Eric is doing merch and parody merch for me. So it's just
Right.
Is he?
Yeah.
No,
There you go.
Heck,
Oh,
the background that's behind Graveyard right now,
Is Eric.
that was drawn by Eric.
That's amazing.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Yes.
So
Cam in the chat saying he met us 3 years ago at Gem State.
And he hasn't been the
Aw.
same since.
No,
wait, hold on. Am I getting some royalties on that background? What's my cut? What's the VIG?
All right. You can have 20% of everything I make. Since it's negative, you owe me money. So
Oh crap. It's not the first time I've gotten
and,
into one of those.
and that
deals.
is how Graveyard pays for the rest of everything that's going on. Shout out to Bob Carter, who's in our Instagram chat right now.
hey, Bob.
What up, Bob? Shao
know who's in
Kahn.
You know who was in there a minute ago was Ming Chen too.
Ah.
But Bob Carter I just saw Carter Game show up in the Instagram chat right now. Shout
Yay.
outs to Shao Kahn hanging out in our Instagram chat right now. The actual Shao Kahn.
Woo.
Oh, man. Does he have a giant hammer? I hope so.
He does actually. He said he was having it made for Shao Kahn. And he says, "Hey guys, happy 200." So he's giving us the shout out.
Nice.
That's great.
Oh,
cool.
sorry. He messaged while you guys keep going.
Yeah, and I text you too about it.
Well, let's pull him on.
Yeah, let's do it. It's well,
I'll get him some info.
I was gonna say, is Elise still coming on?
Elise is gonna. So, Bob, Elise is gonna come on at 6:45,
Which is in 3 minutes.
which is in 3 minutes.
That's
Um,
Pacific Standard Time for everyone that's not in Pacific
Yes,
Standard Time.
because we're in Central Standard Time.
There's more of us in Central. Let's take
Yes.
it over.
Yeah.
No. Mutiny,
I am the host
mutiny.
now.
3 of you are in Central Time, and me and Jamez are in Pacific. So, oh god. Okay, so I got to catch up here. Tater says no royalties for you, James. Sandra Betty saying, well, we met you over a year ago at Powerhouse in Pleasanton. Tater saying, Ming, yeah.
Yeah.
Eric says, I'm still down to make hats for you guys. My wife and I are still figuring out pricing.
Well, Eric, you know what I'll want on a hat because I have to wear a hat because, glaring baldness.
Bob said that he's about to head to bed right now, but he said he's happy for us in the 200th episode. We still got to get you on the regular show, Bob. So we will have you on soon. Because he's on the East Coast. He's in Atlanta. So
Oh yeah, that this is it's almost 10 o'clock.
That's
there.
right. Fine,
well, we don't care. About that.
Yeah, let's do that because I just realized like we're kind of booked up for the rest of the night. But Bob, thank you for jumping on and saying what's up. Let's have him on soon. Like whenever you're available, Bob. Like whatever Tuesday you can make it, or Thursday, or Friday, or
right. Well, now that we have 3 days, right? So it's like we can choose a day.
There we go.
So, Young Phil, you'll message Bob and we'll go from there.
Yeah, he said, sure, happy to do that. Yeah, I've been up since 5 a.m. East Coast time. Oh, man, get some rest, Bob.
See, that's why you got to be on West Coast time. Then you'll be fine right now.
Yeah, just you got to go get some rest, man. Otherwise, you are not going to be able to kill combatants in the tournament.
Yeah, and by the way, Sarah, do that. I asked her about Shao Kahn. She said it was great.
Right.
So great job on that. And I can't wait to talk to Bob about his Comic-Con, Shao Kahn, that he had in LA. How cool is that? He has his own con.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
We were here debating about time zones, and I was thinking we were all on Filipino time.
I'm on Filipino time.
No, John.
Right.
Filipino time. He lives on Filipino time.
Exactly.
That's what happens when you're Pinoy.
Exactly.
Tater saying we need a Malort toast. No, Tater. As from Chicago. No.
I'm sorry, but screw that.
No, I love that Graveyard immediately knew what Malort was. And like, no.
No. If you want to ever taste what a burning tire would taste like in your mouth, it's Malort, and then bitter, and then shame.
Yeah. So with Ming Chen, when you go and hang out with Ming Chen,
first of all, don't. Second of all,
no, it's fun. It's just
fun.
Yeah.
It's great.
So Jen, when we hung out with him, he couldn't find a place that actually had it. But basically, what it is if we find a bar that has Malort, that is the initiation. You are required to drink it once, and then after that, that's it. You don't have to drink it again.
Yeah, but I've already been initiated.
Yeah.
So I don't need to do it.
Yeah. So since John Maz got to hang out with us at this last show that we went to over at Fandom Con, we drank a bunch of Malort. Well, not a bunch. We drank a shot of Malort, and it was terrible.
I want to say shout out to Malort for having the best marketing employee of all time.
Yeah.
Make your enemies drink this.
It's funny because Ming said the same thing. He was like, I have the best marketing in the history of any alcohol ever.
This is poison. So
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard of it up until
I had never heard of it either.
Until Ming put it in my face. It was like, here, drink this.
It's a Midwestern rite of initiation.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, you guys didn't know the name of it, but when I saw the Malort thing, I was like, they did not. They did not.
The last, so episode 199 was One More Malort. Was the name of the episode.
Oh, no.
So bad. It's so bad.
It's so bad it's good.
If you want to torture your friends, get a bottle of Malort.
Like it's a hazing ritual.
For the
all
300th
on its
episode, I'll have us each have a bottle of Malort, and we have to drink it all.
No.
So bad. No.
It's supposed to be fun.
They say if you drink enough of it, you get used to it.
Yeah, because your tongue burns off.
Correct. You have no taste buds left.
That's very true.
Oh God. So Lawrence Uriarte on Instagram saying happy 200. Congrats to my favorite people.
Hey Lawrence.
Lawrence, we love you, bro. And Diego just had a good time with us a second ago. And then Mike Garcia from the Geek Saga podcast just said happy 200.
Oh yay!
Hola to the Chicano Batman. I like
Chicano Batman. That's right, eh?
The Batman that's not a fascist.
Well, Sandra's saying Jeff is looking for Malort locally. So,
okay,
Sandra.
No, there's a reason.
Get a tire.
There's a reason.
And then ferment it. And you're done.
Ferment it.
Soak it in battery acid.
No. Okay, so Jeff is on a mission to make a drink with Malort that tastes good. And we're telling him it's not going to happen. It has been tried. Ming said, if you can make something that actually tastes good, I will commend you forever.
That's awesome.
Here's a new slogan for Malort. Malort, so bad, SoCal tastes good.
Oh,
Because that's how you treat it. In Midwest is either you give someone a shot of SoCo or you give someone a shot of Malort.
yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, and if you want to be like really basic, you do Boone's Farm. Remember the Boone's Farm wine? That strawberry. Ooh.
See, we'll just have a lineup of night of bad ideas and Malort and all that.
So bad. I don't know why you would do that to yourself.
Because
Clearly.
alcoholics need bad stuff to remind themselves of the good stuff.
Yes. Maybe. I don't know.
Anchor said, yeah, you can't give Jeff a challenge and he not accept and achieve. So
Yeah, that's
obviously,
true.
apparently
Good
he
point.
said, he also said he found it and it's at Total Wine and More, so he's going to get some.
Oh God.
It's
What have we
in the
done?
and more section, just like it'd be in the Bad Bath and the Beyond. Just
Yeah.
way beyond.
Beyond.
Oh.
Chris
Exactly.
Chipperson saying, now I want some St. special brew.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
This is all just terrible. Just like, let's just get the worst alcohol we can think of.
That's
Exactly.
the party we need. Like the worst
Oh.
alcohol party.
Oh man, I throw an old style lager.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
I would throw in
I'll throw in Young Phil's 2-year-old bottle of fruitcake Pepsi.
Yeah.
into the
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
God.
And that is still at Aaron's house. So it made its way to Florida, and now it's just sitting at his house, and it's amazing.
And it went through a hurricane. So I mean,
There you go.
And it probably still tastes like mothballs. It's great.
and it didn't get blown away. By the way, I watched Twisters the other night.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it takes place like in Oklahoma. Oklahoma is dangerous, y'all.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You know
is.
that?
Mhm.
Holy cow!
Also,
Yeah.
Tornado Alley has shifted east. So
I'm
you know.
fully aware. Thank you.
Yeah. It's
Graveyard, I was not talking to you. I was explaining it to the people from the West Coast who don't know our ways.
So
Right.
so there's stuff that exists east of the mountain range that's there. It's called the rest of America.
It's called the better part of America.
Hey, in California, we all call that Florida because we don't understand what's happening out there. You guys got like gators and tigers and chimps as pets.
There's
We
4
don't know what's
states.
going on.
There,
Yeah.
At least not everything's on
there's
fire
Oregon,
all the
Washington,
time.
California, and Florida.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
So I have a question. Are these discussion questions for us between guests?
Oh yeah, we can get
do
those
that
up.
if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were
Sure.
supposed to be we were gonna do a segment later, but I mean
We can do it now. Let's do
we
it.
might as
Yeah,
well.
let's do
Yeah.
it.
So,
Yeah,
guys-
we do have other segments, but yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
So guys, I'm gonna jump into this first question. This is for everybody. You guys, obviously it is subjective based on what you guys felt on and everything like that. But what was your top favorite show of the year?
Yep, it is subjective, but we will judge you. So just
Harshly.
FYI, that's gonna
Okay. Love Island season 11. No.
happen. Yes, Queen, I concur.
Yes. No.
I
For
mean,
real.
yeah.
For real. For
Yes.
real.
For realsies.
Are you walking down a road?
Oh yeah. I mean, Agatha All Along is my absolute favorite this year. I mean, hands down. I don't even remember any of the shows before Agatha. Like I was trying to figure out, I was like, well, would I like something? Slow Horses would be up there as well. I really loved this season of Slow Horses. And we binged it, so
Mhm,
it was awesome. But I Agatha, AAA all day.
Well, what
Okay,
happened?
you got- I like that. Grave, what was your favorite show?
Okay, got it.
All right. Real answer, Agatha All Along. Second answer, Hysteria.
Okay.
I hadn't. Is that good? I hadn't.
It stars Julie Bowen,
Mhm.
and Bruce Campbell. So yes, the answer is yes. It's good.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Don't you also watch what's that show? Yellow Jackets? Isn't that is that good?
Oh, that wasn't this year.
Oh wow.
It's the February Valentine's Day is season 3. But no, the Yellow Jackets is absolutely amazing to no end. I highly suggest it. And then horror wise, the Creep tapes.
Ooh.
Which is The Creep was a 2-movie found footage series. It's now is a TV show.
Interesting.
Yes.
So I'm gonna throw these ones out there. So Chris Neal on Instagram saying happy 200th. Happy that I got to be a part of some of these, and we're happy that you've been a part of this, Chris. We need to have you back on the show too.
Yeah.
In the chat on YouTube. Oh, just real quick before we bring it on here. Say Wong saying not the acolyte. It wasn't that bad. Calm down, dude.
Come on.
I think it had one of the best like Jedi fight sequences
Fight
in a
scenes
while.
were great. The lore was good. It was
This
did
we
not
say
skip
wrong.
the landing.
Hashtag not my Jedi.
Saying, the Bad Batch finale was one of his favorites. And,
Bad Batch, yeah.
Bad
That
Batch
was
was
this year,
really
wasn't
good.
And Sandra Betty saying Young Sheldon. So we'll jump into me, James, and
Shadu. Yep.
And Shadu once we finish up with this here. But I don't want to waste her time here. So guys, known for voicing Pan on Dragon Ball GT. So where are all my Dragon Ball fans at? Her anime credits also include Fruits Basket. I said that completely wrong. Reboot. Yu Yu Hakusho, Case Closed, Kitty Grade, Spiral Burst Angel, Girls Bravo, and more. She's also an amazing voice acting coach and has an awesome YouTube show. You have to check it out because if you haven't checked it out, you are missing out. It's called Anime Adventures. Guys, check it out. She is the original voice coach of our buddy Aaron,
AKA Force.
AKA Force. We miss Force.
Not Aaron Watson.
Just bring her on.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Elise Baughman.
Hello.
Look who it is.
I'm
How are
such
you?
a fan of your show and everybody involved. And yes, Aaron is an awesome voice actor and he's been my student. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. It's such an honor to be here.
The honor is ours. We love talking.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
You being here with us right now, especially on such a milestone on the 200th episode, it means a lot to us, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, you're so awesome.
This is huge. Huge. 200.
By the way, I love the merch. Look at you rocking the merch. You got your shirt, got your thing behind you. Look at you representing.
Got Pan. Got
the Funko Pop.
Yeah, the Funko Pop. I've got like a neon sign that I don't have turned on. All the things.
Real quick, that Funko Pop is new because I think when we saw you, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't out, right?
It was not. When I saw you all, it was not out. And then July of this year, it came out. And can I say that I may have like had a tear or two? My friend, SSJ Goshen 4, Stephanie, who's a Dragon Ball collector and YouTuber and cosplayer, she was the first one who let me know that it was officially announced, and might have cried a bit because I've been voicing Pan for so long. I voiced her in Dragon Ball GT, and then I've been doing the DBZ video games ever since. So for literally 21 years I've been voicing Pan. And so when it was announced that she had that Pan had a Funko Pop, I was just thrilled. And then I loved that my dear friend Stephanie was the first one to tell me that it was official. It was just such a special moment. I loved it. And I love having, well, you can see, wait, right here. I have to get out of the way. I love Pan, the Funko Pop. It's been so special to me.
That's so awesome. That means you made it. Like when you get a Funko Pop made of your character, you made it. You're legit.
They call that
Not just
Funko
when you have
famous.
one custom made. It's
Yeah,
when
we
you
had to pay
Right,
for
right.
ours.
making them.
Right.
We
You
did,
didn't have
yes.
to pay anything for yours. We had to pay for ours. That's so awesome.
Well, I've also, you can pop yourself. And
Yeah.
so
She did.
I also have gone on to the Funko Pop website and I popped myself and popped some family members. And so that's part of my like Christmas gift
Ooh.
thing. So don't tell.
Quick,
I was
this
gonna
is
say, yeah,
on the
we just have to
Okay,
hope they're not
internet.
fans of the show.
Internet, don't tell her family.
You are all talking at the same time. But
Oh,
yes, so I'm going to pop some family members, including myself. So I'm going to give myself that gift. But I love that Funko Pop will let you pop yourself, and it's not that expensive, and it's so cool. So I can't. Well, I've already popped myself, and I have like Elise as like a pop and holding a mic and holding headphones, but it's so cool. And then having Pan as a pop, I just love it. But let me just do a shout out for y'all for distance nerding. I love you all so much. I met you distance nerding at a convention. Y'all are awesome. You're so good at interviewing and all the things. Y'all are awesome. So I just wanted to do that high five, like shout out to you. I
Digital
love
high
you.
five.
Oh, high five.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect. So we know you've played Pan, and that's amazing because you're like the only voice of Pan like ever, right?
Well,
There's
I'm the only voice of Pan for 21 years.
Only.
But then Pan as a baby and Pan as 5 or 5-ish for Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Jeannie Torado voices her at that age. So what I have been told is Jeannie voices her as a baby in the 5-year-old range. And then I voice her as 13, 14 and older.
Right.
So you do have 2 voice actors voicing her, but I'm ready for her to be older. And then I hope like older than, 13, 14.
right.
And then I hope Pan does Super Saiyan. So I
Oh,
can do her as Super Saiyan.
Hopefully after we see
She
more.
can,
Yeah, hopefully after Daimo we see some more like Pan as an adult, because I'd like to see more of Pan as an adult. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I love it. I love it. So you just don't do Pan. You also do a ton of other voice work, but you're also I want to get into you voice coaching, and I want to talk about Anime Adventure. So whichever one you want to talk about first.
Ooh, let's talk about Anime Adventures. So Anime Adventures with Elise, that's my YouTube channel where I interview anime voice actors and other folks in the Comic-Con and anime convention world. And I love it. It's such a I guess like a passion project of mine.
Yeah.
So I only started doing conventions 5 years ago. And even though my Dragon Ball actor friends have been doing conventions long ago, but when I started doing conventions, I was like, oh, I'll start a YouTube channel and I'll interview actors. And what I love, I love being able to do a kind of a intimate, like here's a behind the scenes actor interview type thing for people who either want to hear actor interviews from their favorite characters or people who want to do like voice acting and they want to hear things from voice actors. And then I started it as that thing, but I also just love doing it because I love hearing from actors, because as actors, sometimes or most of the time, we're just doing our recording individually, but we don't get to hear from other actors. So I love hearing from other actors and hearing what they're thinking, hearing how they got into acting, hearing if they're physical actors or if they just, stand here and go, um, so it's been so fun for me as an actor to get insight from other actors. So I have absolutely loved doing it as an actor and as just as an actor, but also as somebody who loves interviewing people and hearing stories and bringing those stories to anime fans and to anime like voice actor
Yeah.
folks.
I love like the pulling the curtain back and understanding what it's like in the booth and finding ways to relate to other voice actors or other actors. And I love the bit where like you have them say a line in their character and then you try to do the line as from like your point of view. I love that little bit because it's fun just watching characters kind of play on each other. So I love anime.
Yeah, because in my interviews, like as part of the interview, which the interviews have been anywhere from 8 minutes to 60 minutes. And so I started kind of trying to emulate their character voices. And then I started getting comments like, oh, this is one of our favorite parts where you try to copy the actor voices.
Right.
And so then I started doing shorts, like YouTube shorts or Instagram reels or whatever. And to me, that is one of my favorite parts, because if I try to do like Kyle Aber, who is, Gohan in Dragon Ball, I can't do his voice.
Right.
So to me,
Right.
that is funny if I'm terrible at it. Or like Michaela, who's also Jesse Flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Avatar. Like I can very closely do her voice. So it's so whether it's very close or totally awful, I actually love the totally awful ones more because it's humorous. So it's so fun doing those. And I will say, this was so funny. In Oregon, it was distance nerding, an interview where y'all were like, oh, I hear you can do the voices of people. Can you do Stephanie Nadolny, or can you do? I'm like, no, I can't. Like, I cannot. I have to hear the voices and then I try to do them, and I'm either terrible or I'm barely close to them. But no, I cannot do them. So y'all were the first ones to ask me, like, can you do them? And I'm like, no, I can't.
We love it.
I
We
love it.
It's so much fun. So I know you have a lot of voice students, voice acting students right now, and you do them in like sessions and whatnot. Do you have a session coming up? I know you have like beginners and master classes and everything. Like how does that all work?
Oh, thank you for asking. So what I have 3 different routes for people to take classes with me. My favorite probably is the 5-week comprehensive overview of voice acting, like how to get started in voice acting. And I do those 5-week classes 3 to 4 times a year. So I'm wrapping up one like this week. I'm looking at my calendar. So tomorrow we finish one up. But this 5-week class is an intro to voice acting. So comprehensive overview of how to get started in voice acting. So it's like the craft, which is the acting skills. So we go over scripts like anime, animation, voice, video games, commercials, corporate, different genres. So actors get an overview of acting skills and techniques for all these different voice-over genres. And then tools. So it's like craft, tools, business. So tools, how to get a home studio set up if you don't have one set up. And I talk about how to set up a home studio if you don't have one set up. And I give recommendations at 3 different budget levels. And then the business of voice acting. And I love the business of acting. I come from a corporate world because I have my accounting degree, MBA. I worked in corporate. I don't want to stay in the corporate world, but I appreciate the background. And so with the business of voice acting, we talk about like how to get a demo produced, how to submit to agents, how to submit to voiceover projects on your own without an agent or with an agent, how to have a professional like online presence with a website and social media.
Got to market yourself.
Huh?
Got to market yourself.
Yeah, exactly. How to market yourself. And so I love that part of it. And I love talking about that with actors. So that's my 5-week class, is comprehensive overview of getting started with acting in the craft, the tools, and the business of voice acting. I also have an ongoing class. So if you've taken with me privately or the 5-week class, you can do an ongoing
Keep going.
where we like, I teach one time and then I have guest teachers, and they can be anime voice actors, anime directors, casting directors across the country, social media experts, you name it, I've had them.
Wow.
We just had a class tonight where there is a girl who started 2 years ago. She does not have an agent. She is now full-time as a remote-only voice actor, able to make a full-time career out of this, doing narration, live action dubbing, anime acting, and video game acting. So she talked to my actors about how to do that. So that's exciting. And then I teach privately as well.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Such a good success story.
Oh, I loved it. Like, I just met her this past weekend at a convention, and she and I, along with 2 other voice actors, were on a voice actor panel. And the minute I heard her story, because her story's much different than mine. I get most of my work through an agent. She does not. And I love hearing stories that are totally different from mine. And the minute I heard hers, I was like, you have to guest teach in my ongoing class.
That's awesome.
And so she did a Q&A tonight, and it was fantastic. And we went way over our time, but
that's awesome. I love hearing your stories. I know this was going to be a short little 200 episode, like just have you on, say hi. We want to have you come back on, do a long interview. We didn't even get to the accounting part because I love that. It's such a fun story.
It is a good story. So like talking about your past before getting into voice acting and everything like that, because that was just fun research to find out about. So we definitely need to have you back on the on a longer form version of the show so we can kind of discuss that more. But we 100% appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us.
Thank you so much for being part of this. We appreciate it.
Well, I am honored to be here. I love, congratulations on your 200th episode. Y'all are awesome. I love everything that you're doing. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I would love to come back. Y'all are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Well, we would love to have you. So.
Absolutely.
Thank you
so much for coming on. We can't wait to talk to you again soon.
I would love it. Thank you so much.
All right.
you.
Bye,
you.
Elise.
Bye,
Thanks.
Elise.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks everyone for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. So cool. I love Elise. She's so cool.
So
He's
awesome.
very sweet.
All
Yeah.
right.
She
Well,
has
let's,
such good stories.
yeah, she does. So let's keep the ball rolling here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to scroll from voice acting to another part of animation. A comic book artist, storyboard, and director of the DC Universe Harley Quinn animated series starring Kaylee Cuoco. He's worked on huge properties like Scooby-Doo, DC animated, like a whole bunch of DC animated stuff, Marvel, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Invincible on Amazon Prime. He's a kite. He is the kite to our man. Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the one, the only Brandon McKinney.
Hell yeah.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going. How are you guys?
We're good, man. We're good.
Yeah,
200
we're great.
episodes in, you know?
You know, that is amazing. And something just occurred to me as I was kind of processing where the name Distance Nerding came from. And with 200 episodes, that's about 4 years, right?
Yeah.
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 So 4 years ago, what was happening, like a major pandemic and we were all in lockdown, that's how this started, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's exactly how we got the name from distance learning, you know? Like
Yes.
all the kids, which is always weird for me to say because I'm like, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. So it just became distance nerding and it just kind of stuck. And we're like, that's going to have a lifespan. We're going to have to change the name one day. We're like, nah, just leave it.
No.
No, but I mean, like, we don't have to change it because now look at us. Like, now, like, literally, if you look down the line, Graveyard is in Chicago. Shadu and Jen are both in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then me and
Yeah.
James here in Sacramento. So it's like, and then, you know, we can interview people. Elise Baughman, who was just on, is in Texas. So, like, you know, we can, like, sit there and talk to people. Distance nerding still works because we can talk to people all over the place.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, and it still sticks. And I love it.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
I didn't get that. Today I learned.
I'm sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. You didn't understand what the
No,
joke
No, I
was the
did.
entire
It was a
time?
bit.
Now,
I'm
fun
just
fact-
making sure.
How distant are you from smacking him upside the head?
Fun fact, guys, everybody on the panel here, just so you guys know, 2 things Brandon is responsible for when it comes to this show. Number 1, he was my first interview ever.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, back when we did it at Beehive Collectibles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I remember. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Long time
Yep.
ago.
Right. Which we lost that interview because it wasn't me or James's fault. It was the person who was recording it lost it. But still, that was our first interview. Number 2, and Graveyard, you will be like you're intimately a part of this. He was the first fight question.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So the fight question, I remember because Brandon's face lit up when we did it. So we had this like really standard interview, like through the whole thing, and then at the very end, with the straightest face I could have, I asked him who would win in the fight, Aquaman or Namor the Submariner, and you just see him go, wait, what? Hold on, I wasn't expecting that at all. Wait, hold on. He goes,
The nerd wheel started turning.
I know.
Yeah.
You see him go like, holy shit, I wasn't waiting for that. I was and he goes, okay, hold on. Them by themselves or them with their armies? And I was like, both. And he goes, okay, cool. Them by themselves one-on-one. Namor is catty as hell. He would beat the crap out of Aquaman. But if it were their armies, then Aquaman has a stronger army. He would beat Namor. And I was just like, this is amazing. And that birthed that entire question because now
Nice.
every interview we've ever done, we have made a version of that question.
Yeah.
Okay, with different characters fighting, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not
No,
Aquaman.
it's
Yeah.
always been Aquaman.
No.
Yeah.
Well, so we're really into data research as well. So we just really want to know
Right.
The public. That's the main issue right
On
now.
average.
The Aquaman
What,
versus Namor.
What it's become is we do a lot of research on our guests, so we will look up characters that are involved with them and then have those characters fight each other. So 2 characters that they've done, and like, okay, this character you've played, this character you've played, they fight, who wins?
Nice.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool stuff, man. And like I said, you are the emphasis for this. Like basically
it takes you back to being a little kid reading comics with your friends.
Yeah.
And who's stronger, Superman or Hulk? Or could Thor, beat up Iron Man?
Yeah.
And that's the fun of reading comics and kind of making up your own stories. So I'm glad that question stuck, and it's a really good hook to have.
By the way, I was one of those 5-year-old kids. I was a little 5-year-old fat kid hanging out with your cousin, reading your comic books. And we would have those discussions like, is one of your characters Port, who was a teleporter? Who's cooler? Is it Port or is it, Nightcrawler from X-Men? It's like, those are the little debates we had back with Ben, back in the day. So,
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, James grew up with my cousin Ben in Santa Rosa. And so
I'm sorry.
No, James is awesome. I've known him for decades now. And so it's great to be on this show.
So let's talk about you, because I can always talk about me. It's my show.
I was trying to turn the whole thing around. I want to hear about all you guys.
I want to know what you got going on right now. I know you've got a bunch of different things. We'll talk about Crimson Storm. We'll talk about whatever you're working on for DC. But give us that you're allowed to talk about. Give us like the 1 minute, like, this is Brandon's life in a nutshell right now.
Okay, let's see. Well, my main job, my sort of day job, is an animation storyboard artist for television. And this year, there's been the Kite Man Hell Yeah show that I worked on on Max. I did some boards on Solar Opposites. The whole season is out on Hulu. Right now, Paramount Plus is airing Star Trek Lower Decks.
Right.
And this Thursday will be an episode I did some storyboards on.
Ooh,
I'm so bummed that show's not continuing because it was just a blast. And then should be this year, before the year's done, Max will start showing season 5 of Harley Quinn, which I've been a board artist and sometimes director on for all of the seasons, starting from season 1, episode 1, all the way up to now. And so, it's been just awesome. I'm currently working on something for Warner Brothers that hasn't been announced. I hate being that guy where you tease and then you can't say what it is.
Yeah. We know the rules.
Right. But it's going to be amazing, and you bet I'll promote the heck out of it when they do announce it.
And you gotta remember, man, I kept one project secret for 2 years.
Yes.
For 3 years. And then I remember I saw you at a convention and you're like, no, you can talk about that now because they canceled it. And then, then they brought it back and it's like, oh shit, can we still talk about this?
I spent a year working on storyboards for a Magic the Gathering animated series. And they keep starting it, canceling it, starting it up again, canceling it. So, I did a lot of work on it that no one will ever see, including me, because I had to do it on their machines, their equipment, and then when we were done, ship it all back. And I never made any copies for myself. I'd probably get sued if I tried to post it or do whatever.
Yeah.
It was some decent work, and I wouldn't mind looking at it.
Right. Yeah, just to have it.
Yeah, but that's only one of a ton of projects I've worked on, and that's the only one that hasn't really come out. Everything else has been good to go, and it's been good. So now, other than that, in my spare time.
Yeah,
I
enough about
also
your
write and draw.
your day job.
Right.
Who wants to know about your day job?
I'll tell you what, the last few years have been crazy with all the animation work. And in between that, I've tried to squeeze in writing and drawing a comic book with a character I created way back in the 80s that I call Crimson Storm. It's kind of a superhero story meets politics, and just because I follow a lot of politics and love how that works. And she's this kind of redheaded character that can fly and make things explode, totally influenced by me growing up loving Jean Grey and her Phoenix character, and Starfire from George
Teen
Perez
Titans.
and Marv Wolfman's Teen
Yeah.
Titans. And the costume is part Elektra, part Power Girl, part Phoenix. And I named her back then Red Dawn because the movie had come out. It has nothing to do with high school kids fighting Russians. It's just Red Dawn. What a cool superhero name. Then, after growing a little and realizing, I can't just steal a name from a movie, is when I shifted it over to Crimson Storm. And I've had this character in my head and have tried different iterations of her over the years. And then my pal Mel Smith, who I've known since the 80s, he was there with me when I made her up. He's like, dude, I know you got a story in you. And he helped me out, gave me a page rate to write and draw 3 issues of this comic. And I'm really happy with how they came out. And 2 issues are out. And what we're doing for the 3rd is kind of putting issues 1, 2, and 3 together in a trade paperback.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
And that will come out next month. So anybody listening, if you're interested, please call your local comic shop and ask for the Crimson Storm trade paperback from 10 Ton Press. And hopefully we can move some copies, or come see me at a show and or see 10 Ton Press, and they'll be able to sell them to you directly.
I see 10 Ton Press at so many shows. I need to go by and make sure I pick that up next time I see them.
Yes.
Pick one up for me.
December, I think the 18th is when it finally gets published and out in the world.
Nice.
That's awesome. And you go to a lot of cons, especially here in the Northern California area. What's your next con or next couple cons you got coming up?
That is a great question. The Thanksgiving weekend, the big fan expo in San Francisco, I managed to sneak in and grab an artist's table there.
Nice.
So if you're around the Bay Area and want to come in and buy some art, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Next scheduled one, SAC Anime, is the first weekend in January.
Yes,
right. We're supposed to be there as well.
There you go. So I'll be at any convention that starts with the word SAC. I'm pretty much there. If it's SAC Con or SAC Anime, because I live around Sacramento and I've known the promoter all the way back. I think I came to one of his shows in 1992, and we've been pals ever since. And,
Nice.
So yeah, he kind of, I'm like a guest regular for him, and I help him out with a lot of illustration stuff for promotion, and it's been great. Dan Houck, by the way, is his name, and he's awesome.
I'm gonna go find Dan Houck because I want to go to the show, start covering those shows.
Yes,
they're great. They're great shows. They're super busy. I saw you at SAC Anime like a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
In August, right?
It was so packed. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Those shows
Sacramento came out. So it was great. It was great. Brandon, you're amazing. We want to do another interview with you, like a long form interview. I'm sure
it's overdue, man. We haven't had one since the beginning of Distance Nerding. It's time to get you on the build.
That's right. I came out to Natomas there.
Yeah.
And
You actually came out to my house, and we actually sat down and did like a sit-down interview.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
No, that'd be
And
great.
we'll-
I'd love to come back, maybe when the book is closer to coming out in a month or
Yeah.
so, or
Yeah.
whenever works for you guys. I know you got a packed schedule. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, DC's not waiting for us to do artwork for their
So sought
HBO,
after, right?
for their HBO Max shows, but we'll fit you in.
Happy to do it. You guys are awesome.
Brandon,
Brandon,
Thank you
so much,
Brandon,
brother.
for being
Yes,
part of
thank
this
you.
tonight.
Incredible, awesome meeting you.
we
It was
appreciate
my
you.
pleasure, and congratulations on 200 shows. Here's to
Woo!
several
Yeah.
hundred more.
big year
Thank
next
you.
year. Lots of
Thank you.
cons. Let's do it.
All right,
Yes.
we'll see you soon, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Take
Thank
it
you,
easy,
Brandon.
guys.
We'll
Bye.
see ya. Oh my
This
gosh.
is so good, and so good seeing the beard large on the screen, right?
Large and in charge.
Ominous beard.
But what you're saying, if it wasn't for Brandon, I wouldn't have Conversations of the Void through the transit property.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
just because, again, like, because it kind of I don't want to say it was birthed from the build, but I mean, like, you honed your skills in interviewing on the build.
And you haven't kicked me out yet.
I never will, man. It's the day you leave, I'm gonna be a sad panda. It's gonna be a bad day, man.
Yeah, because then he'll have to deal with me, and I'm a mess.
The
Right.
day
We'll worry about that later. We
screen,
got guests.
anybody
guests.
on the screen, the day any of you guys leave me, I will cry. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm gonna leave until you unless you put another guest on because we have people waiting.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
let's do this. Yeah,
Oh,
let's
man.
guest it.
let's
Go on here.
let's talk about the right place, the right time, the right height. Our next guest, an original actor from the original Star Wars films. He is also the youngest actor from the original film. Let's just throw it out there, guys. He was a Jawa. He didn't steal our parts, but he stole our hearts.
It's great.
No bad motivators here in any way, because we are all motivated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the show our friend. We love him to death, the cool Jawa himself, Tim Donaldson.
Hey, Houtini,
There he is.
congratulations.
Absolutely,
Man,
thank you, man.
200 episodes. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're.
I didn't think you'd go 10.
No,
to be fair,
little
none of us
bit.
did.
I was done at 9, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can tell.
4 years later,
We've just been coasting the rest of the time.
4 years later, we're still doing it, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Look at you. How are you, sir?
I am good.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah.
That is good to hear. So, real quick, let's get into your quick backstory. You are the youngest actor in this original Star Wars film. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's correct. I was 5 years old when we did our filming in January 1977.
So cool. I think that's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
and you were a
I
Jawa.
was 4.
I
Oh,
didn't exist.
yeah, you probably wouldn't have been in school yet. So,
No, no.
yeah.
You know what's interesting? We have Sandra in the chat, and she's a good friend of ours. Her son actually cosplays as a Jawa, and he's like 9 years old right now. I'm like, huh? Where's Tim?
Yeah.
We need to come meet this guy.
It's amazing to me how many people do cosplay as Jawas, whether they're young or adults. It's pretty awesome to see going to shows and see people representing the Jawa.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
awesome. So awesome.
I love Jawas. Like
Oh, yeah.
when I saw the first movie, I was so fascinated by the Jawas. I was like, that's where it's at. Jawas is where it's at. They have a big car. They pick things up off the side of the road.
Right.
So the first
They
one with
fix
a
'em
Cybertruck.
up.
Frey
Yeah.
also just follows.
Yeah.
Frey just follows the garbage man down the street every week as it is now.
Yep.
Really big brown Cybertruck. It was a thing.
Yeah. Cyberbus.
Yeah, there you go.
Cyberbot.
That's
I
it.
was just like,
Although-
Jawas are where it's at.
Actually, have you
Yeah.
seen the Cyberbus, or I guess it's a Cyber van? It looks like a sandcrawler.
Oh,
Oh.
my gosh.
So bad.
Oh man.
So give us a quick little spiel of like hey, this is me at 5 years old living in Death Valley. I don't know why you're living in Death Valley, but all of a sudden George Lucas walks in. Like, how does that work out? All of a sudden you're in Star Wars?
My parents were in the National Park Service, and they were working in Death Valley.
Did I freeze?
And,
Did we lose it?
I
It
had,
froze.
Oh no.
oh, I'm here.
Oh, there we go. Okay, good.
Yeah, I didn't freeze on my end. So yeah, I was in kindergarten in Death Valley Elementary School, and George Lucas had done most of the principal filming in Tunisia for episode 4. And when they came back to the United States, the rumor has it that some of the film was destroyed in transit, as well as he wanted to film some pickup scenes just to complete the film. But they were so far over budget, they weren't going to go back to Africa. So he tasked his crew to find a place that looked like Tunisia, but was close to LA, and that happened to be Death Valley National Monument. So he and a small crew, I know Gary Kurtz was there. They came out to Death Valley Elementary, and because they had Jawas already in the can on film, the requirement to get picked was our size, because we had to match our twins that were in Tunisia. So they came to my little one-room schoolhouse. I think it was K through 7, K through 8, something like that. And they lined us all up and measured us. And the 8 of us that were the lucky height got picked to be in this science fiction film. And at the time, nobody knew what Star Wars was. And, it just, parents were like, yeah, sure, whatever. Take the kids. I was just happy to get out of school.
I mean, in fairness, I think I saw them like, you're coming to my school measuring my kids. Yeah, you can have them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's we had to get permission slips signed, and we had to have a chaperone. And I know that several of the parents actually chaperoned. My chaperone was my 7-year-old sister, because she's the responsible one. But the really cool thing is there's very few photos of masked characters without their covering. And I happen to have one of me, and it's one my sister took, the only picture she took, with one of those old school Kodak 110 cameras.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. It's a pretty epic photo.
And where's that photo now?
All over the internet.
Yeah. But also in a library, right?
Oh yeah. So yeah, the really cool library, the Library of Congress. Barack Obama's White House did an article about movies being made in national parks, and Star Wars happened to be one of those. And my picture is actually in the Obama White House Archives, Library of Congress.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Now, did you get tickets to see Star Wars for being in it?
No, we actually no. So if you didn't know, Death Valley isn't near anywhere.
Yeah. I've driven through it. I know. Nothing there.
Yeah, it's nothing there. No movie theaters or anything like that. And we were paid $25 in cash, which is my understanding. It was quite a bit for the time. Alan Fernandez talks about getting something like $6.
Oh.
And they didn't even provide lunch.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was kind
Shout
of a
out to
crazy
Alan
time,
Fernandez.
I guess. Yeah, I miss that guy.
Yeah.
But so that was in January of 77. Unfortunately, my parents split up during that year. My dad moved to Yellowstone National Park, where I started spending my summers. It was absolutely a magical childhood. And so I was in Yellowstone National Park when the film came out. And as if you can imagine, there's no movie theaters in Yellowstone either. So the funny thing is, I didn't actually see Star Wars in the theater until 2018.
Oh wow!
Oh gosh.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, when it was brought back out, they did the remake of it. I was in the Middle East with the military, and again
in the mid 90s, yeah,
yeah, there was no movie theaters over there either. So I just kept 3 strikes. But I think I've seen it all of 3 times now in a theater.
Yeah, so
Wow.
the 2 times you could have seen it, you were in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, weird. like I was on. Like I was on Tatooine,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You must have really understood when Anakin said that he hated sand.
Oh yeah. I've had my fair share of that.
Rough, and it's coarse, and it gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere.
Wow, that's amazing. You've only seen it 3 times. I think we were there at the showing here in Sacramento.
Right.
On May the 4th. How cool is that?
Yeah. Was that the Crest Theater we were
at? Was that the Crest Theater?
Was that the Crest? Was it the Crest?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So I know you have a fun story about like getting into cons and like what got you into cons.
Froze.
Uh-oh.
I froze? You froze.
Oh, are we unfroze? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Hey.
We're not frozen anymore.
I don't want to keep
Freeze
it too long
frame.
because I know the internet's a little funky. But what is it like going to cons now and being part of Star Wars?
Oh, it's unreal. I mean, so this is something that happened, when I was 5 years old. So what is that, like 48 years ago now? 48 years ago. And for a long time, I told people, about being in Star Wars, and everybody asked if I was in the credits, and I said no. And so they didn't believe me, and I actually quit telling people that I was in Star Wars.
Chicks couldn't believe you?
No, it was not a good pickup line. It never worked.
I was in Star Wars. What character did you play? Jawa.
Yeah, I thought you'd be shorter.
You're a little bit too tall to be a stormtrooper.
Yeah, a little tall to be a stormtrooper now. A little tall to be a Jawa. Just anyway. So in 2017, I was approached by autograph collectors, and that's kind of where my public appearances started. Early 2018, I went over to Germany for my very first convention, and I was just blown away that people would come to see me. It was absolutely unreal, and every fan has been so nice. I've had so much fun. I haven't done a lot of cons. It's not one of my things that I do quite a bit of, but every one I've been to has been absolutely amazing.
But being an original actor from the original movie, it sets you apart. Like I remember we were at a con and somebody brought up this huge poster and there were signatures everywhere on this big Star Wars poster.
Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, George Lucas, and I get to put my scribble right next to every one of them. And it's like it just blows me away every time I sign one of those. It's just absolutely unreal. And I always try and sneak to prime real estate. I really do. If somebody doesn't tell me explicitly where to sign, I'll be like, right on Princess Leia's leg. It's like, I'm looking for prime real estate. I don't care.
As a Jawa would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think that's super cool, but like as the years go by and we get farther and farther away from like the original filming, like those become more and more rare to see all those autographs together. And it's so cool how people want your autograph being like an original character from Star Wars. So.
I'm definitely in a very exclusive club that it's phenomenal. And unfortunately, every year we lose a few more, and it's just tough to watch. And there weren't too many young actresses that were in the original film. I think it was pretty much the 8 Jawas.
Yeah,
Or
you,
there were a few more.
Andrea.
There was some in Tunisia too, that were children. But yeah, it's the club's getting smaller and smaller every year, and it's pretty sad to see.
Yeah,
but it is part of life.
You mentioned Alan Fernandez earlier, one of the original Bantha writers, the Tuscan Raider. So, it is, we're losing close friends, and you're losing, cast members. So it is a little crazy. But do you have any shows lined up? I know you said you've gone to Europe and Germany. Did you go to Germany again, like earlier this year?
No, I went. What was that, 2 years ago?
2 years ago? Okay.
A year and a half ago, something like that. No, so actually, I just have one this year. Within the next year, yeah. May the 4th, I'm doing a pretty. I'm super excited about it. So way up in Northern California, there's a little tiny town, Etna, California. I think it's got like 2,500 people, I think is what their population is. But they have a little theater there, the Avery Memorial Theater, that opened, I think, in 1948. And they're saving this little theater. And it's just a magical story. I love the town. I've got some great friends that live up there. We love to visit up there and spend some time. And so it's pretty awesome. On May the 4th, they're actually going to show Star Wars.
Nice.
And then it'll be your 4th time watching the 4th.
No, I know. I'm so excited about that. I'm hoping 4th. Like we could just keep playing it. Like, let's just roll it again, At least my part, my 14 seconds. Like, let's just show that again and again and again. But no, so it's a really cool thing. I'm super excited about it. We've been talking a little bit with the city council. I say that loosely. About maybe doing a Star Wars kind of street fair that Sunday leading up to the film itself, and kind of make it sort of a Life Day event, even though that was just a few days ago on November 12th.
Right.
But kind of just embracing the Star Wars culture, and I've got some friends from the 501st coming in.
Nice.
It's gonna be as cool as we can make it, a little town, and then we'll hopefully all walk down to the theater and pay our, I think it's $5 admission or something like that, and get to watch Star Wars on the big screen.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
that's really cool, and it's really cool that you're supporting like a theater, like a classic theater in a small town. So that's good.
Yeah.
For you.
It's actually the second time I've done that. The first one was when I actually saw Star Wars in the theater for the first time, was the Fox Theater down in Stockton, California. And
nice.
And we had a lot of fun doing that. So in this event, I'm going to be signing autographs, and just to put it out there, 100% of my proceeds are going to that little theater. So
awesome.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So,
Tim, you're such a good guy.
Yeah. I actually thought, that maybe we should do a campaign. Let's save all these little theaters and all these small towns. And,
yeah.
That'd be kind of
I
fun.
like that.
Someone's got to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I put your Instagram in the chat. So if anybody wants to follow you or just follow along, I also put the link for the Etna Avery Theater in the chat as well.
Cool.
So
yeah. Thank you.
We'll see the more info come through as we get closer to the event.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's have you on again soon. We'll have a longer interview. We can hang out. Maybe we'll meet in person.
Just be friends like we did the last time you were on the show.
We need to do it. We need to do a hangout show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I
plan
mean,
that.
everybody in their own little room is, we're not the Brady Bunch. We're family.
Yeah.
All right, James, you're paying for us to fly out there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, take it out.
No
of my
problem.
distance
Yeah.
check.
Sure.
He's going to send the distance starting jet out to pick everybody up.
Okay.
Perfect.
Tim, you're amazing. Love you, buddy.
Thank you.
We'll talk again soon and have you on and
Yeah.
just
I
hang out.
appreciate
Man.
it. And
All right.
congratulations to you. Yeah.
Oh,
have a
so
great
much.
Thanks,
evening.
Tim.
Thank you.
You as well, Tim. You have a good night,
All
man.
right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm so impressed with myself that I know a Jawa. You know, real Jawa.
I'm impressed for your impression.
Right?
I'm impressed.
Jawa
Graveyard's
and a
impressed,
hobbit.
being impressed about James being impressed.
Oh god.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but you know, I know a Jawa.
Yeah, right. Well, guys, we got to keep this rolling here. So next on the show, he is the promoter. I'm going to say the promoter for Tri-Cities Powerhouse Comic-Con, Silver Age Comic-Con, Metal Art Comic-Con, Animedford, Beaver State Comic-Con, and of course, you forgot Silver Age in there. Silver Age Comic-Con, and of course, the bedrock of the con circuit, Gem State Comic-Con, king of all the West Coast nerds and geeks, the president and business operations, guest relations of Colossus Girl Entertainment, and kind enough to bring all of us Dutch Bros coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, the one, the only, our favorite man in the con circuit. It's Dave Hayworth.
Konbanwa, everybody. Konbanwa.
I don't. You're doing that. You're speaking Idaho, and I don't understand.
No, it's Nahongo. Nahongo. I'm speaking.
Again, Idaho. I don't get it. Is that a type of potato? I don't know.
It's winter. It's snowing. I'm in my igloo. I'm all hibernated up. You know, it's a lot.
That's a good point.
It's a lot of wild turkey and huddling up and keeping warm. You know.
All right, here we go.
Graveyard's favorite food in the world: potatoes.
Exactly.
I like you say alcohol.
Yeah. Alcohol's good too. Yeah, wild turkey. Yeah.
We're gonna send you some Malort, so just be ready.
Okay, that sounds good to me. I need it to warm me up.
Oh god.
But fact check on ELISE Baughman. She met Distance Nerding at Powerhouse Comic-Con. And when she was speaking about Oregon, she was thinking about Animedford. So I fact checked.
That's right. Both
so
shows.
now that she didn't mention the shows, I'm going to have to fire her next contract. I'm sorry, Elise. It's
if we're doing fact checks, I got to fact check that Silver Age was number 2 on the list there. Supporting you, James.
2 on the list.
Thank you. That's when I said it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. So
Silver Age is very important.
That's the second time I've called out James for something he didn't do. It's great.
And by the way, it's a special day. Check it. Can you see this? Can you see this?
Hold it. Oh, there you go.
Godzilla -1.
Godzilla -1.
Both editions. If you don't have Godzilla -1 on DVD, you're a complete loser. It's the greatest movie in the last 20 years. I'm telling you. Oh, and also, last year, some promoter, lost everything because he was talking smack about one of my favorite people. I just want to say today's the anniversary. JDF, Jason David Frank.
Yeah,
I love that guy. Okay. He is Power Rangers. He is one of the greatest human beings ever, and don't you ever forget it. And it's an anniversary for him today, so let's all remember him.
Absolutely.
There you go. That is perfect. I like Wild Turkey Dave. This is good. This is spicy.
You never have me in the fall winter months. I'm never here, right?
I know you're too busy doing calm things and running around talking to a million different people, but you know, Wild Turkey Dave's fun. This is great. Got a cool hat.
Absolutely. And before I was on the show, I was running my my model trains.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Look at you go.
And I want to say hi to Cam Smith, who's shout
out to Cam.
Yeah,
he's around somewhere.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You're keeping him busy at the store, right?
I am, and it was hard. I was talking to Sean Gunn earlier today, and I was trying to talk to him into getting onto your show today, but he's filming a movie. But
I'm sorry, Sean Gunn?
Sean Gunn.
Yeah, Sean Gunn.
Yeah, he's the guy, I guess, in Gilmore Girls, right? Sean Gunn?
Yeah, he was Kurt.
Yeah.
We'll go with that, and not that he's in like everything that we love right now.
Is he?
He's
What else is he
playing
in? I'm a big
Weasel.
Gilmore Girls fan. I watch Gilmore Girls in the winter. I just on repeat.
I love Gilmore Girls.
Well, I mean, it's a small world because I had Luke's sister on my show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, what? I'd love to have it. Yeah.
Look at you guys with your Sean Gunn and
Not all of us
Gilmore
can know
Girls
Gilmore
drop.
Girls people like us, James. I'm sorry.
And listening
I
to
met
Andre
Sean
of
Gunn.
Bonicelli, yes, always.
It's a weird flex, but I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
Sean Gunn auditioned to be on Angel. He was going to be the Glenn Quinn got it instead. Yeah, he was going to be him.
But as I mentioned him, it's kind of giving you a subliminal message.
Oh,
I don't know how subliminal. It's very liminal.
It is. It's very liminal.
You have to tell us outright we're not very bright. All right.
I think the
Well, I do have to
Kirk's
admit,
coming back to Gilmore Girls. Oh my god!
yeah, I do have to say though that out of the many years of being on Distance Nerding, knowing Distance Nerding, even before they were Distance Nerding, James is the smartest tool in the shed, the sharpest tool in the shed.
He's definitely a tool.
And he's in the shed.
Yeah,
soundbite.
yeah, but you guys know this. You guys, I listen. I'm on a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and you guys really are the best. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I'll stroke your egos for you. You don't have to. You guys know you're good, and I always look forward to coming on here and seeing you guys. And I don't want to get too sensitive because it's the 200th anniversary, and maybe on the 1000th anniversary I'll do something amazing. But I love hugging you guys. You guys are great. And a lot of people, when they see me walk around, they go, "Man, look at that big guy, man. Don't F with that guy." But you all know that I'm just a big teddy bear, and I'm all about peace, tranquility, and my zen. So
Yeah,
Right.
we
There
love
you go.
You then.
Yeah.
I love how you.
I'm dressed up as a unicorn. You definitely want to give me hugs.
Yep, there you go.
I love how you call it.
I almost grabbed your ass though when you were Deadpool. Sorry.
I probably wouldn't have been upset because
You probably wouldn't have been able to feel it.
as Deadpool, I'd just be like, "Oh, okay."
Consent is everything. So that's
It is.
Look,
It is.
we're stroking egos here, not anything else. Okay.
Oh, I struck a chord. When Marina chimes in, I know I'm in trouble.
But she said "oi" with the poodles already. I mean, that's classic Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, I'm gonna do laundry and wash the dishes before I go to bed tonight. That's the plan.
Oh,
There you
okay, all right.
feel
That's
free to
what
come
that
over and
means?
wash my dishes.
That's the
too.
code phrase in your house for dishes and
I need to
laundry.
get out. Well, when I need to get out of the doghouse, I need to do something.
Yes.
I love how loose you are and hanging out and fun. Usually it's like promote. Now we're just hanging out, having fun. This is
Yeah, well, I am
Yeah.
promoting a little bit because it's that's what I do in the background. But it's not. Yeah, it's not like it's the season. I mean, it's the season just to huddle up and sleep and stay warm and drink lots of tea.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I think
And-
it's so weird knowing that your con is so far away, like 6 months away or something like that. I'm so used to like seeing you like every month or every couple weeks, and now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta wait like 5 months, 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still working. I mean, I literally talked to 4 agents today over the phone and talked to another agent in England trying to get some British actors over. I mean, there's still work being done, but it's not like we have to, worry about, like the stuff you usually see me worry about. It's not like
Mhm.
chicken with your head cut off. You can actually breathe and do stuff. It's like, excuse the term, Gen X 80s term, but when you're balls to the wall, you gotta, she got that. You just gotta be
Sorry,
done.
I had a flashback. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like I just got put right back into the 80s. It's great.
Right. So, you're just constantly busy. So yeah, when it's time to, what did they say in the movie Outland with Sean Connery? When you work hard, it's time to play hard. Right. So
Oh yeah.
You don't
Love
remember
it.
that movie, any of you? It's one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time. It's a take on high noon
Do you have it on Blu-ray?
He probably does.
on DVD. Right?
Oh, okay.
The real question is, do I have it on Laserdisc?
Oh.
VHS?
Yes, and turn the sides over too. Remember that?
Oh, mine automatically flips.
And Betamax and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss those days. The days you could sneak into a girl's bedroom at 5 a.m. and get away with it. You know. That one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not in my
My wife gets mad at me when I do that. People's bedrooms. Oh, wait.
Because of course you sleep in separate rooms.
I mean, whenever I sneak into my bedroom, my wife yells at me. So I mean, you know,
I'll never yell at you, Phil.
Well, you know, if you would stop doing Dutch ovens, she might let you in, Phil.
Wow.
Oh.
There it is.
it
There it
happens.
is.
Actually, we have our own separate blankets. So if I Dutch oven, I'm Dutch ovening myself.
Well,
and
it's taco night, you know. She's in trouble.
taco night is every
Okay.
night.
Can we get serious for a second? Can we get just
Yes,
a little bit?
I apologize.
I just want to know a little bit because I love having you on and I want to know like little bits of tea. And now that I know the wild turkey is in play, I want to see
here we
if you give
go.
us a little bit of extra tea. Like tell us about Gem State, you know, May 17th, 18th, 2025.
Wow. Well, you know what? We have Ray Park.
Yes.
We have Bonnie Wright.
Ooh.
We have
Awesome.
a lot of great anime. Elise was supposed to be there, but I'm gonna have to. You're fired, Elise. Sorry. And you know, we got a couple of Clerks actors coming.
Ooh.
Yeah, which
cool.
I mean, you know, and then I think I mentioned to you before already. And then I don't know. We're contemplating a couple of British actors. We're still on the fence about it, but you know, those are all things nobody knows about. But it's much larger than previous years because we have the entire facility, so there'll be a lot more elbow
awesome.
room. You know, it's hard to walk with 40,000 people running around, but it's going to be better than ever. We have a Godzilla museum coming this year. We have on tournaments and all that other stuff. We have 2 panel rooms this year. You know, so a lot of stuff happening, lots of stuff. And it's just, you know, I hate going to a show and it's like celebrities and vendors and that's it. You know, you have to have something like some meat. You have to have a lot of panels. Okay. And you have to have like things to do, like playing video games, playing tournaments. You know, you got to have something like a Godzilla museum. You have to have something that is activities. You know, when you walk into a con, it's almost like walking into like a pop culture Disneyland, and that's really what it should be, just not a vending hall. A vending hall. I mean, okay, granted, when we first started, it was a vending hall, but you know. Nowadays, I think the audience is a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more, I guess, cultured.
Sophisticated.
There, see, I love this one. Sophisticated. So they, you know, they need something a little bit more than just a vending hall and a panel room, and they need more. And they need and a kids room for kids to do stuff, even if it's just drawing or playing board games. They need, you know, and you need you know, a lot of things to eat and stuff. It's you know, you want to make sure they're a captured audience, like putting them in prison, make sure they don't leave. And you need activities to do that. So Gem State's going to be high on the activities, and
awesome.
I'm very happy about it. It gets bigger and better every year, and you know, Gem State only works because we're local. If we were not local, it wouldn't work. Wizard World has tried to do things here when it was around. Other out-of-state shows have tried to, but people in Idaho specifically, if you're not from Idaho, they're not going to support you. So it's kind of cool, you know, that, you know, it's that way for us because we're local. But also what's great is they know it's a local show, but they may think, oh, distance learning, they know it's from California, but they embrace you like an Idahoan because you're there at their show in their state. You know what I mean? So that's why they like distance learning so much.
Yeah, Dave doesn't say we need to connect because I have some ideas I want to bounce off you off stream at some point in time here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
a little
Yeah,
plan on doing a
nice.
show?
Chicago.
What was that?
You plan on doing a show?
I have people are interested, and I want to start a bigger indie horror film festival.
Oh, well, you can ask Bob Carter. I mean, my first question is always, "Where's your show going to be?" And if it's far away from mine, I'll say, "Sure, I'll help you." You know, yeah, I talked to Bob Carter a lot about his event in Atlanta, and you know, I was just giving him basic info, but he was very happy about it. And sometimes. This is our 10-year anniversary for Colossus Girl Entertainment. Can you believe we've been doing conventions for 10 years? A complete, a whole decade. And you don't realize how much knowledge you compile. You know what I mean? You just don't realize it until you start talking to someone who's never like done one before. And then you leave the conversation like saying, holy crap, I know a lot of stuff. Yeah. You know, you don't realize it, but through experience, you gain a lot of knowledge. You know, and you know, of course, we started in California, and I know you guys had a conversation about time zones, and Phil, yeah, I'm going to get on Phil, you know, and James. Look at this room right now. Look at the people around you. Everyone who's successful or somebody lives outside of California. I think it's only you and 5 other people who actually live there now. You should catch a hint, man. Catch a hint.
I'm happy here. I'm going to stay here. It's fine.
Oh, I all showed up on our time frame, so I think it worked. They just leveled the playing field.
Yeah, I like giving a hard time to Phil because I know Phil loves California and. You know, he knows I love the land, but you know what? I'm like Jerry Seinfeld. Like Jerry Seinfeld could get away with telling Jewish jokes because he's Jewish. I can get away from saying California jokes because I'm from California originally.
Ah, there you go.
For the record, I was born in California.
Oh, nice.
So I also have some loyalty.
Yeah.
I'm
loyal to the land. I'm like a Native American. I'm a loyal to the land.
There you go.
I don't know if you can say that, but okay.
One day, I will get you to go to a Raider game with me. It's a neutral ground. Come on.
I'll go to a Raider. I'm a big Raider fan. You know that.
Exactly. We'll go to a Raider game. Now that it's not here in California anymore, you're fine. I mean, we'll make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, look, I officially really have not watched football since the day they allowed Michael Vick back in the league, but I like the Raiders. I mean, if someone says, what's your team? I'll say the Raiders. I mean, I haven't seen a Raider game in so many years, but I'll go to a game with you.
Right now, you don't want to see a Raider game.
Really?
You don't want to see.
What's their record? I don't know. Honestly.
I mean, at the beginning of the season, they predicted 6-11 would be the outcome of the season. And I'm like, these guys, how dare they? We have, you know, the team, it's going to happen. We got Devontae Adams. It's going to be great. If we end up with 6-11, that would be a miracle. So let's just leave it at that.
Oh, bad.
Well, yeah, I don't want to watch Raiders. And I'm used to like the days of Marcus Allen, Jim Plunkett, the glory days, Ken Stabler. I mean, you know.
We need the autumn wind back. That's all I'm saying. But anyway.
When Lyle Almeida would beat an opposing player up with their own helmet. Those were the days.
Yes.
Oh, God.
That's it. That's the Raiders. That's the way. Dave, you're amazing.
Yes.
Wild Turkey Day is even more amazing.
Wild Turkey.
Yeah. We appreciate you coming on, celebrating the 200th episode with us, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's happy 200th, and hopefully for 200th more or 2000th more.
Hey, happy 10th anniversary.
Yeah, but I think as long as you keep doing Colossus Girl entertainment stuff, and keep growing the audience, and I see a bright future, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah, you guys are the best. All of you are the best. And,
just some better than others.
But me, I'm the
more
best.
equal than others.
They're
right.
okay.
Did you say some are bearder than others? I mean,
Yeah,
Yes.
the bearder.
Beaver?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you. Let's not start talking about beavers now. But Beaver State Comic-Con, I'm working on. I can tell you this is another exclusive.
Here we go. This is what I'm talking
We're just in talks, but because it's Beaver State, I'm working on Jerry Mathers to appear there. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. The Beav at Beaver State. Okay.
yeah.
The Beaver State.
I love it.
Awesome.
On
Well,
that note, that's how we end.
Yeah.
And the slogan is "It's all about the Beav."
It's all about-
All about the Beav.
All
We
right.
love you, man. Thanks for coming on and hanging out with us for the time that you did, man.
All right, gobble,
Thanks,
gobble.
Dave.
Have a good
See you,
Turkey
Dave.
Day and good
Bye.
Christmas and New Year's.
Absolutely. You have a good night, man.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Love you, bud. So much fun.
Funny.
Oh,
So funny. So
Sneak
funny.
peek
you
there.
had a peek.
Sneak peek. So we have we got to roll into our next guest here, just because one isn't here yet, but we have another one that is. So we're gonna move on to this.
Let's do
So
it.
he's been what happened?
Go ahead. Do it.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something. So he's been writing and talking about the geek industry for years. He's a writer, podcaster, and a reporter for Comic-Con, comicbook.com. Let's just say Comic-Con. We just talked about Comic-Cons. Comicbook.com, covering movies, TV, comics, tabletop games, toys, wrestling. Dude, he's our kind of nerd. He is us.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you bring him some gummy bears, he'll bring the nerd swag. Known around the nerdverse as Matty Swags, aka Matt Swagular. Ladies and gentlemen, from comicbook.com, please welcome to the show, Matthew Swagular.
Oh my God! What an amazing intro! That's an amazing intro. Also, thank you for the best nickname ever.
That is your name for the rest of forever, just because the rest of your guys picked it up when James said it. So it's like
perfect. It's so good.
There you go.
I mean, look, I know I brought it up. You know, how are you not gonna like be self-serving? In the comment? But like, it's stuck now. It's there. I even told my wife about it, and
Yes.
she's like,
Yes.
non-plus that you've built up my ego so much.
you build up our ego on a regular basis. We just have to do it back.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad I can help. Thank you
when-
guys. Congrats, by the way. Congrats
thank
on the
Thank you.
huge milestone. It's awesome. You guys are. I'm going to give you your flowers first because you guys are amazing. You have made our show better. Comic Book Nation is better whenever you guys are in the chat and interacting with us on social media. You're amazing. We love you as part of our community, and I am very blessed to be a part of yours. You are a regular part of my nightly programming when I'm writing. Odds are I'm watching the build or I'm doing stuff while I'm writing a bunch of articles. So thank you for that. All best deserved.
Aw.
We
Oh
appreciate
my
that,
God.
man. Every time you show up in the chat, I get excited because I just see that Green Lantern pop up, Night of Boa, and I'm like, yeah, Matt's here.
And some people get confused when he says that. I don't know who.
A guy that may or may not be named.
Yes. Chip.
That's not named. That's Chip. Yes.
I love it.
Oh
I
man,
love
you
it.
missed it though. A couple of weeks ago, we were doing something that was like best Green Lantern, and I'm like, where the fuck is Matt?
Yeah.
The one I miss. I always come in on like the brackets that like I know jack about, like the horror bracket. I tried to chime in,
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I know nothing, but I enjoy the brackets a lot. I can't believe I missed that. That's a bummer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like we had done something that was like the Green Lantern, and I was like, we started talking about. No, you know who it was? It was me, Jen, and James talking about who would play the. It was before they announced who was playing. Who was playing?
John Stewart?
No. Well, it was Hal Jordan, but before John Stewart and everything.
Okay, yeah.
We were all talking about like who would play a good version of this, and we were talking about like there has to be some inherent misogyny involved when you're Hal Jordan. because it's Jordan and he has to be a misogynist, right? Like just all the things we were talking about. And I was like, where's Matt? We need Matt to weigh in on this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's probably why my ears were buzzing from afar. I was like, someone talking about,
Drew.
someone talking about Green Lantern, you know? It's like I get like that with Golden Girls and Muppets. And like if you start talking about them, I will hear, I feel it. I feel the disturbance of the force. And I'm not
So what you're saying is we need Alan Tudyk to voice all the Muppets of a Green Lantern DC movie.
Oh my God.
That's it, man.
I'm sorry. I think I just wet my pants, bro. That Hold on. I've got something for that.
Get your special sock out, nerds. It's going
The hits are amazing.
I think that's like 90% of the reason Matt likes the show is my sound.
I love it, man. I wish I could do them on our show. Like just the applause. Like just having the applause is such a huge thing. But like all the Cena drops, the Rock drops, the like there's so many.
My favorite is just dropping a John Cena in the middle of a John Mez rant, and he's just like,
yeah.
All right, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
My favorite is listening to Phil trip over the wires to go hit the button.
Yeah.
I do that on purpose because it's become such a joke now where it's like instead of me just moving over and doing like and touching the button, I have to go, all right, hold on, I got this. I can do it. Wait a minute.
It's a really good cover. It's a really good cover. You've covered it up very well. It's like 50-50. If we're truthful, it's 50-50.
Right.
Can you imagine how annoyed Kofi would be if Philippe was on your show just hitting the drops?
Dude, he's annoyed at me now when I make the little jingles. When I sing my own jingles or make my own segments and segue music, like I can see it. I mean, if I had a little, like if I had a device where I could just pull it up, oh my God, it would be the end.
I keep saying I got to make you a soundboard just so you can start using it on the show.
I was gonna say, when you get kicked off, you're welcome here.
There's because you can make digital soundboards, right? So I mean, like I keep thinking about like making a website with the digital soundboard just so you can have it. You can just mess with Kofi.
You're just like,
That'd be amazing. Oh my God, I would love it. Yeah, I would drive them all nuts. I mean, it would just, especially right now, right? Because we're like holiday season, so it would be all Christmas movies. It'd be all elf quotes, and it'd be like, oh my God, Santa! You would just see. That's all you would hear is just like Santa screams like throughout the thing. It'd be awesome.
You'd almost have to look what you did, you jerk. You little jerk.
Yeah.
Call me an elf. One more time.
That's a classic.
They're not called elves. They're little people.
All right, I'm gonna ask a real question because I think this is I think we probably got this from your show. Like now that we're at the end of the year, what are your favorite shows of the year so far? And am I stealing this from one of your episodes? It could have
No. Yeah. And I just have to think. I know what one is. Penguin. Penguin's like probably number one. It's probably easy number one. Not even. And it's so hard because I always feel bad for like the shows that hit earlier in the year because it's just like recency bias is so easy, right? Because you just thought of it. Fallout, I loved. And that's one I keep having to remind myself that happened this year because it feels like it happened last year. But Fallout for sure. Oh man, that third one. It was not Agatha. I know. I know. I can say it was.
How dare you?
Is it maybe something that had to take place in 1997? Maybe some men, their ex.
Okay, remind me what else came out this year? I feel like I'm missing like a big show that wasn't like DC related.
Okay. Batman Crusader.
That was good.
Master of the Universe Revolution.
Slow Horses.
Another one. Slow Horses.
Couple of Star Wars
Mr. Smith.
Bad Monkey.
Last Airbender.
Oh, Last Airbender. Oh my gosh, forgot about that one.
Echo was this year too, I think.
Echo was this year.
Yep.
Oh, I like that go a lot.
Shogun.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Kofi will murder me if I don't put Shogun in here. But I'm not. I'm not putting it in here, even though it's fantastic. It's phenomenal. I just tend to be like, my scale is a little different in the fact that like I will watch Penguin again. Penguin was so good, but also like rough, but it was still good, and I'll go watch it again, even though it's brutal at some point.
Dude, I was messaging Jamie every week, right? Jamie Jerick. I was messaging her every week. Dude, did you watch the episode? Yeah, and we would just like nerd out in the DMs about like, dude, I could like that season finale. I don't want to say anything for certain people in the room here who haven't watched it, but dude, my boy Vic, they didn't dirty.
Yeah.
God. Oh, crushing. Yes, crushing. I think I feel like I'm missing one. And I feel like there's just something like right outside of my brain that I cannot figure out if it was this year or not.
Body
but
problem.
It's gonna bother me because
is it Love Island season 11 like mine?
It was.
Okay.
It was actually. We were hardcore actually for a minute into the Golden Bachelor. For a minute, that was riveting TV.
House of the Dragon season 2 came out this year.
That's right.
House of the
And
Dragon.
that was your like first thing of
I was so
Game
lost.
of Thrones, right?
There's so much that happens in this show that just goes right over my head. I don't know what the
Yeah.
hell.
Hey, there's that character.
And Kofi just
and
looks at
they're
me
dead.
like dumbfounded. What? You didn't get this? You didn't get the snow cliff scene and what that meant? And I was like, nope. didn't
You're like,
register
yeah,
at all.
there's snow on some
Yeah,
cliffs.
it was just two dudes talking, and he's
know
like, "That
nothing
means
about
something."
snow.
I don't know what it means. I'm gonna go X-Men. I'm gonna go X-Men 97
97.
Great.
Yes.
because that was fantastic. And I've rewatched almost all those episodes, and it introduced Ember to X-Men.
Yeah.
because she was like, didn't really understand like who the X-Men were, and
Yeah.
then until the scary parts with like Storm, because she got freaked out with like all the like spirit stuff, or,
Right.
like the big creatures and stuff. So like once we hit that part, she was like, meh. But like before that, she was all in, right? So I was like, okay, that's
And is
cool.
she
So, yeah,
going to
X-Men
remember
97.
his name?
She will remember his name.
Yes, she will.
Well, I mean, and also he might be about to make a name for himself.
Right?
I don't know what you guys are all talking about. The only thing we need to be
I'm gonna
talking
make
about,
names for myself, right?
Get your
the best
special
thing
sock out,
of the
nerds.
year,
It's gonna get good.
the best thing of the year was the Bluey finale with the 28-minute episode, The Sign.
Oh, that
my
might
God, that is
that might
most
be it.
riveting.
I was
That's
gonna say Matt's a big Bluey fan too, so I know.
That might be it though, because
See?
like,
I told you.
not kidding.
Told
That episode, look, there will be nothing. Is it sleepy time? The one where Bingo's asleep, and it's all about like him like separating from like his little plushie and like sleeping on
Yes.
his own in his bed,
jumping from planet to
or her
planet.
bed. Yeah, Bingo. That episode is like an all-time classic episode of TV. Period. Not even animation cartoons. That is a brilliant episode. But like The Sign and that whole thing with the home, it's masterful, man. I'm
So
sorry,
good.
Bluey rules. That show is so good. That show is so good. I might have to put that's right there. I'll give X-Men because it had like an entire season. And they killed my boy, but Bluey's right there. Bluey's fantastic.
I love it. This is me watching Comic Book Nation every Friday morning, 6 a.m. Pacific time. I'm just trying to derail their show and like get Matt or Kofi to pop about something, and that's all I want to do is like if I can get them to be like, "What the heck is that?"
Yeah.
And you throw in a Bluey episode, boom, my
If,
day is
if you
good.
ever want to see James be me, watch him in the chat.
So
I
good.
can't tell if that's an endorsement or not.
No, and it all hell breaks loose when both of us are watching at the same time because it's just who's saying the comment. It's like because they're both coming from distance nerding, but we don't know whether it's Phil or James. And it's like
it's amazing. The whole banger after banger thing had
Yes.
like it was fantastic. It just made me because I said that reference and I'm like, okay, this really, if anyone gets this, depends on who's in the chat.
Yeah.
And I don't like know who's gonna get this. So I threw it out there anyway, right? And then I saw them like fly in. I was like, okay, my people are here. This is good.
Yeah.
Because no one else gets that, right? It's like, all right, that's good.
Hey, beautiful segue. So let's talk some wrestling now. We know you cover wrestling for Comic Book. How are you feeling about wrestling right now? Survivor Series is right around the corner.
I know that women's match. Oh my god, it's good.
Rhea is back.
Roll. That whole thing. That's like a star-studded lineup.
Yeah.
Like if you watch them Raw and SmackDown, like that, having all of them involved, and then having like Rhea come in, do the headbutt with the Cody Rhodes face plate thing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But like seriously, that lineup is absurd. Like the only better lineup was, or the equally as good lineup was at Halloween Havoc when they did the NXT women's like 10-woman tag. And I'm like, that thing was, I mean, you're just looking at a division just in one match. Like just looking at, like, anyone would take that match and just make it their women's division. Like, it's insane. And the same thing for Survivor Series. The Bloodline, like the Bloodline versus Bloodline one.
Real quick, while we're talking about the women, I just want to say, I think it's amazing that it's that good of a matchup, and that's without Becky.
Yeah,
it's without Becky. Charlotte.
And without Charlotte. You know, that's pretty, and without Sasha. You know, that's a pretty amazing that they built up the division to be that big.
And Bailey's not in that mix either. Like, so like the fact that your four horsewomen are not involved in that. And there's a thing, I need to write this at some point because I keep seeing like things go around, like social shares going around about it. And like, I need to name like who like the next 4 horsewomen are, right? Because it's absurd like wealth of riches there. Like there's so many to pick from. But like that division is on both the main roster and the NXT roster, but even so much as like NXT. Like it's impressive what they've done. And the 4 like the tent poles of that division for the past decade are not in the mix right now.
It's so weird because like a year and a half ago there was like 8 women on the SmackDown roster, you know, and now it's this. So it's amazing. Sorry, I know I derailed everybody else from the nerdy conversation to be about wrestling.
That's nerdy too. That would be what James is here for.
He covers it, you know. It's great. Okay, Bloodline. What do you think, Bloodline?
Bloodline. Look, I think it's great. I am riveted every single week. Like the Bloodline saga is like that's my cup of tea, right? Yeah. I just love that stuff. It's so good. Bringing Sammy in is brilliant. That's what I wanted. I am interested that they did the Bronson Reed thing because that now just like sets up Seth, right, to be in the mix for the 5th. And if you do that, how's that not going to be good? I'm sorry. Like all the little things that they're going to be able to tell in between the match, in the lead up to it, and then start that story at some point. Like, it's just, I know some people weren't fans of like bringing Cody back into that mix so quick, but I think what they've done with Kevin Owens has shown that was smart because they built him to a monster. He's NXT level heel again.
Yeah, but the crazy thing with Kevin is just if you look back at everything that he's been through in the last like 2-3 years, it is like long-term storytelling at its finest. Because like a lot of people thinking like, why did he turn on why is he turning on this person, and then you look at every small little detail that has happened with Owens over the last couple of years, and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
And they're doing the same thing with Randy Orton and Cody. They're doing the same thing. They're planting all the little seeds every time they're in the locker room together, or he looks at the title or whatever. Like they're doing. Oh, where's my? I just got this right. I'm very excited because I finally get my boy. Very excited about that. I love what they're doing with that. So it's great. They're gonna bring in somebody else too, right? They already got another member of the family as part of NXT. And then there's also
Lance,
a couple other people. Yeah. And then there's oh my god,
Zilla's
name. Yes, thank you. Lurking out there, planting all those seeds, always talking about like, oh, WWE seems like, they're gonna bring him in at some point. It's just gonna get better.
Yeah, it's so good. Good.
And so looking good, man. If you watch some of his indie matches, man, he's looking really good.
He's good. Yeah.
I want to ask because you do everything we love, movies, TV, comic books, wrestling, what's your favorite part of your job?
Oh man. For a minute, it was actually interviews. Because I got to just talk to people, and I still love it. I still love it. But then there's also been a thing lately of like, I actually enjoy writing. Like I've always enjoyed writing. It's why I do this, right? And that's what got me into this. But like, I actually, have been able to kind of go deep on some subjects, jump to comics a little bit more, and like really nerd out in an article. I mean, I write like how I talk, right? So I mean, it kind of comes through. It's just me being a geek about whatever
Like
I'm
natural.
reading, and just yeah, it just comes through, right? And the same thing with wrestling, the stuff I'm writing or gaming or whatever. There's actually right now, it's actually writing and like covering the stuff.
nice.
But for a while, it was interviews. It was just getting to talk to people and having a conversation. Again, not to say that I don't still love to do that. I just had a interview today that I adored, and got to talk to somebody awesome, which you'll see that next week. I'm hoping that hits next week. But like, there's just that was kind of the thing I loved most. I will say writing has kind of crept back in to like take the top spot, but they're like neck and neck. I mean, how many times you get to say like you talk to Miss Piggy? Like that's an unforgettable experience. Like
Right?
I've talked to Wiggles.
Yeah,
Like that's huge for me, right? Like
like I
that's
said, it's like when we interviewed Donald Duck. It's kind of like a big deal.
yes,
Yeah.
it's a huge deal. Like Elmo's still on the bucket list.
Yeah.
One of these
Elmo
days, I'm going to
just
talk
had
to him.
a date with
Oh my God.
Amanda de Moldenberg.
The best number one all-time classic Sesame Street episode is where Elmo hates Rocco, right? That's like a classic episode because of Zoe. Zoe brings Rocco in and like Elmo can't stand him. Amazing episodes of Sesame Street. If you haven't seen the clips, you absolutely should. So then you watch those, and the fact that they brought that back and that whole interview is amazing. Like, everyone should watch that reel where he realizes Rocco's there. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, the chicken shop date. I love it. And then she
so
did
good.
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield.
And I was like, who's she gonna do after him? Because like they had that flirtathon for like all those.
Yeah,
and
they've been circling each other, and it was so good too. Like I'm really rooting for them to get together.
Absolutely. But then I was like, who's she gonna do after that? Because like, I mean, that's crazy. And then Elmo, I mean, she knocked it out of the park. It was awesome. I loved it.
Her Sabrina Carpenter one is great
times.
too.
Yeah, I like that one. And the Billie Eilish one, I love
That's
that one too.
Yeah, she's great. She's awesome. Yeah, I watch all this stuff, man. This is
That's awesome.
This is fantastic.
That's great. I'm sure your daughter loves it too. She's like, oh, Dad's hanging out with me. You're like, I'm just doing my work.
Look, there have been many a time where I'm like reading a book and she's like, who's that? What's that? I'm like, oh, it's this. Oh, okay. Can I read it? Yeah, come over here and read it. And I'll just like sit and watch, like read stuff, or I'll watch. Like I got to interview Harrison Wilcox of Marvel TV, right? And it was about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So when we're posting like the clip of it and like revealing it and all that stuff, like she saw what I was watching on screen. She loves Spidey and His Amazing Friends. So like, hey, is that who's that? I was like, oh, it's Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl. Yeah. We already watched that show together. So cool. She just pops on in, and it's cool, man.
Awesome.
Nice.
And you still never got your Devil Dinosaur back from her? No, she's gone.
Oh, he's back. Hold on, where's my big head?
There you go. There it is.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
And Moon Girl's right there. Yeah, I finally we were cleaning out her room, and he was in her box of like her third box of plush, right? And I went, okay, come on, can I have him for a little bit, please? Can I just pose him up there? And she's like, all right, I guess. I was like, okay, cool. So
you stole
he's
you stole it from
wonderful.
your daughter. That's great. That's
Look, man, it was mine first. Half the things in this shelf have been in her room at various times.
Yeah.
There's a reason that my wrestling shelf is always moved around, because she like takes them and like, hey, can I have one? And then it turns into 3, and then they just disappear. And then when we're cleaning her room, I find them, Like I found my Jubilee Marvel Legend that I couldn't find forever. My Squirrel Girl, like there's a bunch that she just had. And I'm like, where did you even get these? Like that's not, my Power Rangers weapons. Those just end up in a room. I will say that's my favorite part. To go back to your other question, which now that I think about it, my favorite part is actually her. Is how like I've been very blessed to do a job that part of it speaks to the inner kid in everyone. And when you have a 4.5-year-old and who's kind of grown up in this, right? Like daddy does interviews, daddy does this and that, right? And she's kind of grown up in that, and she's an excellent co-pilot for interviews, right? She slips me like applesauces and juices through the curtain. She's really good about keeping the volume down. She's on it, right? But she's like, that is supremely cool. Like to have her, get to say hi to certain people, or to, we got to meet Bianca Belair, right? Like that's an awesome thing. And we have a picture that has literally we're holding all of her Sesame Street figures around Bianca, right? That's the thing that like I'll be able to show her later, and she might not remember it because she was young, but like I'll be able to show her like, look at what you got to do. She got to talk to a Wiggle. She got to like talk. There's things that like I get to do for her. Yeah. I was able to like get a birthday message from Blue's Clues. Right, some people from Blue's Clues, right?
Yeah.
She's a huge fan. There's things like that I'll be able to have forever, and regardless of whether I'm doing this or not at that time or whatever happens, she's like that's a memory that will never. Yeah. No one can take away from us, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's the best part.
Yeah. Hold on to that because my 13-year-old goes, Dad, you don't do anything cool. I'm like, I'm on IMDb. Like, like,
are you on IMDb?
No. Right.
Go clean your room.
Yeah. I can have a cookie whenever I want.
Yes,
right. Because I'm an adult.
I'm a grown up.
That's so good. So good. Matt, you're amazing. Thank you so much. We appreciate your friendship. I'm so glad we get to talk to you. You're one of the coolest people and most positive people that we get to talk to, and we love listening to you every week on the show. Thank you so much.
Well,
yes, thanks for being part of it.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Amazing meeting you, man.
You guys are awesome. Cannot wait to see you celebrate 400, 800, and all the best on what's to come. It's going to be even bigger.
Absolutely.
Hey, this guy.
Nation, man.
Yeah. I'll catch you guys later.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Bye, Matt.
I told you, Bluey. He loves Bluey. I knew that would end up at the top of his list.
You just had to just like wedge it in there. Bluey.
Yep.
Bluey.
Yep.
Don't forget Bluey.
Still when I wake up in the morning at like 6:45 a.m., there's Bluey music playing from my son's bedroom as he's getting ready for school.
God, man. So our last scheduled guest just messaged me. He's going to be on here in a minute, but I also don't want this other guest that we have to wait in the rafters, so he's going to come on. Talk with this other guest real quick here, and if he wants to stay on while the other guest comes on, by all means. But
yeah, absolutely.
Coming to help celebrate with us here, he is a fellow podcaster. They've got another show that we check out all the time, and they support the living crap out of us, and we try to support them as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show from the Geek Freaks podcast. It's my boy Frank.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me.
What is up?
Congrats on 200 amazing episodes. That's a real achievement right there, guys. That's amazing.
Nah, we appreciate that, man. It really does mean a lot. Especially when we're getting support from everybody else that's out there and everything else. It means a whole crap ton, a lot to us.
Now, how long has your show been going on? Because 200.
Yeah, 2018. We've been going at it and seeing podcasts come and go. That's why when you guys say 200 episodes, I know the work that takes. So yeah. And I know you guys have been around for a long time, and just such a fun environment you guys create. So it's cool.
We appreciate that.
Awesome,
That's awesome. So tell us about Geek Freak, because look, you got the cool sign, you got all the pops hanging behind you. Much better than my blank wall. So tell us about Geek Freak.
Well, first off, the pops is from being single and my budget going fully to action figures. This is where the money goes, guys.
Married. I mean, pretty much everybody here except for Shadu is married. So I mean,
yeah, this is what you're missing out on. No, but Geek Freaks has been around for a while. We do the same thing you guys do in a lot of ways. We talk about the latest in geek culture, and we've branched out to help out other podcasts that, a lot of times people come up, I'm sure you guys have gotten it, right? Where they're like, hey, I want to start a podcast. I got a great idea. They don't know what the heck they're doing. So then we help them out with it with, this is what editing looks like. This is what branding looks like, all that fun stuff. And so that's kind of become the new thing that we're doing. And we're trying to help out Sacramento as much as possible, especially with the indie game developers and comic book writers. And so that's become, we're just trying to stay active. We're trying to hang out and spread the love.
Look at you. I love it. I love it. Hey,
so
I see.
real quick, I was gonna say before we kind of jump into podcasting and everything like that.
Speaking of podcasts, we can talk more podcasts.
We're gonna talk more podcasts here with our next guest. So, ladies and gentlemen, he is the nerd success story of all nerd success stories. He built the website for Kevin Smith's production company, View Askew Productions. He continues to work on Kevin Smith's projects, and you probably know him from the hit show Comic Book Men, or one of his podcasts, or even his Shared Universe podcast network. You'll see him in Kevin Smith's film, The 4:30 Movie, or at every Comic-Con around the United States, drinking Malort. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get one more Malort from him. Our friend, good friend of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ming Chen.
What's up, guys? How are you? Happy 200th, my friends. Happy 200th.
Oh my god.
We've been telling like subtle stories about you all night, man. Specifically about the whole Malort story.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you guys are part of the Brotherhood now, so yeah, welcome. You drank it. You survived. I'm very proud of you guys.
I'm not sure I didn't die for my first Malort.
It gives you 9 lives. Red Bull gives you wings, and Malort gives you 9 lives for sure. So you survived. I'm very proud of you. Not many people live to tell the tale.
Brought up Malort and Graveyard goes, oh my god, you drank that? That shit sucks.
Yeah, it was awesome. Went to a Johnny Cash themed bar in San Jose called Cash Only, and it was almost like a secret handshake. I had to ask one bartender if they had it. They're like, all right, go talk to the other bartender at the other end. His name is Jay. Tell him you want Malort, and that's what I did. And he had to unhide it. It was hidden behind a bunch of bags of chips or something. And he brought it out, and it was like a secret. Yeah, it was like a secret knock. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, in Chicago, we view it as a curse. We pass it on to the next person.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I spread the love with everybody, so I'm very proud, and it was great seeing you guys a couple weeks ago for sure.
Yeah, no, it's funny because we ended up naming last week's episode 199. We ended up naming it One More Malort.
I love it. Bottles and shots all around, my friends.
Yeah,
so.
we made Malort jokes just so we can name the episode One More Malort.
Yeah, I told the company I've become friends with the people who make it. A company called CH Distillery, and the overall brand's called Jepson's Malort. I'm like, you guys need to market heavily to podcasters, because I truly believe that every podcast should have a bottle of Malort in their studio. I think it just sparks great conversation, and it brings people together like it did for us.
Yeah,
well, it sounds like we need to do like a Malort challenge.
That's actually
challenge other people to take shots.
Start a Malort challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want a sponsorship.
Yeah, I mean, I get free bottles, so that I'll start with that. I don't know if that's like exactly a sponsorship or not. Like I said, it's usually sponsored something. You get stuff that you really want, and I wouldn't say Malort is something that I really want, but
it'd be like hot wings, but with like a shot of Malort. It's gonna be like, can you survive?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No,
So
the answer is no.
Yeah, the big thing now around the holidays is people infuse it with stuff. So there is a candy cane infused Malort.
Oh,
I just saw one today. Somebody infused it with Werther's the candy, like Werther's Originals.
Oh my god.
There's a bar in Chicago. Every week they infuse it with something different. I had one infused with sauerkraut, and it was god awful. It was so bad.
Do you remember the name of the bar?
Yeah. I'll look it up. It's right by Wrigley Field. It's about 2 blocks north of
I don't
Wrigley
go
Field.
by Wrigley Field. So
Okay, you don't go to Wrigleyville.
Chicago, so
yeah,
like,
I have to look it up, but it was a cool bar. But yeah, they're like infusion of the week, sauerkraut. I'm like, done. Pour us 2. Let's go. And I instantly regretted it. It was terrible. It's terrible.
man,
I don't even know what sauerkraut is. Is that like white people kimchi? I don't.
It's.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, yeah. Without the gochujang, without the spice. Yeah, it's
just boiled cabbage.
It's
and then you're
fermented
done.
cabbage. Yeah, it's definitely like who are the whitest people on the planet? The Germans probably. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
the Germans invented
that's
that.
been proven for most of 20th and 21st century history. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm very proud of you guys though, and may we all get to do it together soon.
soon.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Sandra in the chat says Jeff has a big challenge because he's trying to make something to make like Malort palatable. Sandra in Sandra in the chat. That's Jeff's wife. You met Jeff over the weekend when we were out drinking. So yeah, Sandra in the chat. That's Jeff's wife.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just holding up the bottle, I can almost taste it, and that's
Yeah.
bad.
That taste never leaves you.
It's part of you.
I was like, it's like drinking ethanol. It's great.
Yeah, it never leaves you. You never forget it, and whether that be a good or bad thing, it doesn't matter. But yes, I am over here laughing. I'm over here laughing maniacally at you guys for. I didn't. It's not like I tricked you into. I told you it was bad. I told you.
Yeah,
it's the
but when
worst thing.
you're hanging out with Ming Chin, you can't say no to something.
You
And
could
you
have
It's called
said.
peer pressure, James.
I mean, you can say no. It's like a bitch. That's all it is.
Yeah, you could have said no. You definitely could have said no. But I'm glad you said yes.
But it makes it so much fun. But you know what? Think of the marketing that goes into Malort's not paying you for this, but they're getting all the love, all the marketing, nonstop talking about Malort.
Yeah,
It's gonna be trending.
Exactly.
That's good.
Good job,
Hashtag
guys.
more Malort. Tyler in the chat saying he wants a Malort.
No, you don't. No, you do not.
No. So you know what it is? It's because Tyler smokes so much he can't taste the Malort, just like the dude who made Malort.
Wait, what? Is that how it started?
Oh, you didn't
Why it
hear the
tastes so
story?
weird? No.
Yeah, it was a dude from Sweden. He came over to Chicago and he invented it because he smoked so much he couldn't taste anything. So he wanted to create something that he could actually taste and enjoy, I guess. But yeah, that's a true story.
Yep.
That is crazy. That's crazy. All right, Ming. So the year's almost over, but we know you're like at cons every week. Do you still have cons left?
I
We're
do.
like at Thanksgiving.
I do.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I have one this weekend. It's a 1-day show in New York City. It's called Big Apple. It's one of the oldest running cons in New York, and it kind of, without that, there probably wouldn't be a big New York Comic-Con. It was started by this crazy dude named Mike Carbonaro, and he would run shows 8 times a year in church basements in New York City. And before that, there were no Comic-Cons in New York. So he eventually, he started getting legends to come in, like Stan Lee, like Neil Adams, guys like that. And then at one point, he actually sold it to Wizard. Wizard was, whoa, we want to buy it, and we want to start a con in New York.
Oh.
And they sat on the name for 4 years, and they couldn't figure it out. And they ended up selling it back to him. He actually ended up buying it back for like way more than he sold it for. And then he just and So he continues to do them. They're like old school, like down and dirty, like toys and comics, and creators. Like they're, all this other BS you see at other conventions. They don't really. He doesn't mess with that. It's like old schools that you come there to fill in holes in your collection or to find that old GI Joe or Transformer toy. It's very, very like super old school, like the ones I used to go to when I was a kid, and so they're still going. So yeah, one day 10 to 7 at the New York hotels. That's this weekend, and then Thanksgiving weekend. There's a 3-day con in Massachusetts that I'm going to. So
holy cow!
Wow.
Your Black Friday is going to a con.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, where better place to spend a Black Friday than a Comic-Con, really?
Yeah,
that's actually a really good point. Should be doing that too.
Yeah. After that, my whole December appears to be free, but there are cons running all the way up until Christmas. So, people are like, "When's con season start?" I'm like, "It's year round now. There's no break anymore." So, and then January I'm off and running again. So it's a fun life, man. I mean, you guys were there. You guys go to cons. You get it.
Yeah.
It made me think, like, after hanging out with you for that one night, so much fun, just chilling. I'm like, does Ming do this like every weekend?
Yeah,
pretty
much.
Is he like drinking Malort every weekend?
I mean, thankfully not every weekend because it's not available everywhere. But you find that weird random bar that has it, you have to order a round of shots for sure. But I mean, that's why I do it. I mean, I love going to cons. I love the environment, but when you really look at it, it's being stuck in a concrete box for 8-10 hours a day. You got to get out. You got to get out. And if you're gonna be flying all over the country or all over the world, you got to explore it and find the cool dive bars and do karaoke and meet the locals and maybe wind up at a weird house party or like some punk concert in somebody's backyard. You never know. So you got to do it.
I love that. I love that how like every weekend of yours is like gonna end up being an experience. It's so cool how you can be like, let's go find every dive bar and see what it's about and see what makes this kind of world tick.
Yeah,
in whatever city we're in.
You go to the Navajo and see the weirdest shit happen.
Oh, we saw some weird shit for sure.
We saw some weird.
Weird shit.
That's awesome.
And with any luck, we'll be back there again, my friends.
Yeah.
What? So while we're talking about bars, do you have a favorite or like the craziest bar or like craziest experience like while you're at the cons doing?
I mean, bar wise, I think like the craziest place and the place I love so much. There's a place in Atlanta called the Claremont Lounge, and basically their kind of unofficial tagline is it's where strippers go to die, and and what I mean by that, so it's a strip club in Atlanta. It's been running over 50 years, like almost 60 years now, and they welcome the more like unconventional exotic dancers. So whether that be like a 72-year-old stripper, or a mom and daughter duo, or I've seen pregnant women strip there. Society says that once you hit 30 or 35, like you shouldn't be stripping anymore. Not this place. This place welcomes all shapes and sizes. Like if you can get up there and shake it like a 17-year-old and do it with enthusiasm, it doesn't matter what age you are, what you look like, or how many kids you've had. You'll make a lot of money there. And what I love about that place is it's pure. It's Atlanta. Like that's where you go to experience Atlanta. Male, female, young, old, rich, poor. Like they welcome everybody. And it's funny. Their only rule there is you're not allowed to take photos, which is a fair rule.
Yeah.
But I read a story that like Mumford and Sons went in and they started taking photos. They got kicked out.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Like celebrities went in there, have been in there, and like refuse. They didn't. They think they're above the rules, but not at this place. So, that's the only rules. No cameras. So, that's another place we all need to go to one day.
Atlanta. We got to go to Atlanta,
man.
Yeah. Let's make it happen.
That's the second time today where somebody said you got to go to Atlanta.
Yeah. And most people don't say that. Most people say stay out of Atlanta, but I say go to Atlanta. Atlanta's awesome.
It sounds like
folks.
They got to have Malort there somewhere, so we got to go.
I'll bring it from Chicago. Don't worry.
I like it.
He'll transport it across the country.
Exactly.
Hey, can we talk about your background, like shared universe, for a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You were talking about podcasting and helping out podcasters, which is one of the most fun things in the world. I think all of us we started 200 episodes in, so we started out pretty early. I started back in 2010. Kevin Smith started in 2007, and while I didn't record back then, I helped him with his setup. I basically I set everything up for him. And it was Kevin that told me, like, dude, you got to do this. Like, it's not, I know I make it look like fun, and I didn't want to do it because he did it so well that it intimidated me. I was like, well, I can't tell. I don't hang out with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Right.
I don't have the built-in audience that he did. I don't tell a story as good as he did. So I was like, why would he even start that? He's like, no, you don't get it. Like, this is for everybody. If you've ever had a conversation, you can podcast. And so he talked me into it, and then I found out how much fun it was. And I think people like us, we're geeks, right? So what we love doing is discovering something really cool and then telling everybody else about it. And whether it be a really cool movie or a TV show or a toy line or Comic-Con or whatever. So this is very, very much like that. And once I found out how much fun this was, I was like, oh man, we got to show everybody else how much fun this is.
Yeah.
When I started, probably when you guys started too, I didn't really know any other podcasters. Like, I think there was one other one in town that we found out about, like one, but not, it's not like it was now where like everyone's got one. So, in the beginning, it was just trying to get other people to start this. So, we would have a whole community. And that's kind of why we started our studio, Shared Universe Podcast Studio, is we wanted to kind of usher in other podcasters and then become friends with them. And not only that, but then have those podcasters become friends with all the other podcasters in our studio. Maybe welcome other ones in as guests, or just collaborate, or just work together somehow. And it's worked out really well. So basically, I built, I got 2 studios full time. I got some other offshoot studios that are going on right now. We basically, after I built them, I just rent them out by the hour to aspiring and or experienced podcasters. And it's been going really well, especially in the last 4 or 5 years for sure. I mean, as much as COVID sucked, it definitely ushered in the era of the podcaster for sure, and that might be the only one good thing that came out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe the one. Good, maybe there's one good podcast out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. Like, I love helping people. Like Frank was mentioning earlier, like helping people, talking to people, encouraging people, just like how you're doing it. I love that too. And I love how you've taken that and made it a business, I think that's super cool. So you're
it's given me the opportunity to run my own business, but on the weekends I can go off to conventions. I have a small staff that can run things during the weekends while I'm gone gallivanting around the country at Comic-Cons.
Right.
But usually the podcasting doesn't stop there. Usually at Comic-Cons, I try to see if we can do like a podcasting 101 panel, or we can get some podcasters together. What I love seeing now, and what's cropped up in also the last 5 years or so, are a lot of podcasters going to conventions, or they're geeks already and they started podcasts. I'm like, dude, bring your gear down, start interviewing people here, get content at the conventions for sure. If you and another trend I've seen last 5, 6, 7 years is most conventions will tap podcasters to moderate the panels. It makes perfect sense. Why? Because we're experienced at preparing for like an hour-long panel, so we come in very prepared. We know how to carry a conversation. We know how to command an audience. We know how not to have gaps in the conversation. We know how to talk to guests and interview guests because this is what we do like every week. And I love seeing that as well. Or if a con needs a emergency panel moderator,
Yeah.
they can look at, say someone from the Distance Nerding podcast and have them moderate panels all weekend. Yeah, hypothetically, or not hypothetically. And listen,
that happened.
Yeah, nothing.
You kind of made that happen. You made that happen.
Nothing made me happier than to see you up there on that stage moderating panels. It was really awesome.
Nah, I appreciate it.
Real quick, shout out to Chris from Spoiler Magazine, because he was moderating the panels and he appreciated that little bit of help or a lot of bit of help that young Phil brought, that presence. So thank you for shouting him out. And it ended up being a good little working environment between Chris and Philippe over here. So thanks for starting that off, Ming.
Oh yeah, I mean it was definitely one of the highlights of my weekend. So amongst many highlights, but yeah, it was really cool.
So what are you doing when you're not at cons and not doing podcasts? Like we mentioned the 4:30 movie. Like, what else is spurring on Ming's interests and passions?
I mainly am playing catch up. I just got a new cat, so that's been occupying some of my time here. I mean, I do have a family that I have to attend to, so which people. Yeah, I mean the
getting drunk at cons.
Yeah, I think the number 2 question is, are you ever home? And during the weekdays I'm at home. So but yeah, I it's I mean running the studio is like a 25/8 job. I've always got stuff going on. I mean, with Kevin, you never know what's going to happen. He'd be like, "Hey, can you speak Chinese?" Yeah, great. I'm going to put you in a movie where you speak Chinese, and that's what I did in the 4:30 movie. And he's got his movie theater about 10 minutes from here. He's always got stuff going on there, so I'll pop down there if he's got an event going on. I'm finally working on a comic book. I'm about halfway through writing it, so
nice.
Hopefully, I'm a very slow writer, so hopefully I have that out soon.
Yeah, and you already know we're gonna promote the shit out of that when you.
I really appreciate that. And yeah, I appreciate that twofold. One, thank you. 2, I'm probably going to crowdfund it. So yeah, the more eyes on that, and the better for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you should get that Kickstarter going, dude. We got to have you on the show just so we can promote it.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna write the next big superhero that that's gonna be it's gonna spur the next TV franchise or movie franchise. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm not that creative. I don't have that next superhero. So what I started making a list of all my wacky con adventures, and I came up with so many. I'm like, wait, this could be an ongoing comic book series. I just chronicled all my weird convention stories. That's it's as simple as that. So, yeah.
As soon as you said that, I kept thinking, I'm like, oh, we know some comic book artists. I bet we can help out Ming. You were on a show called Comic Book Man. Of course, you know all the artists from here to the East Coast. So I was just, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, and putting out this book, I'm probably doing it about 7 years too late. Like, it would have been a lot better to capitalize while I was on the show, but better late than never, my friends. So better late than never. So yeah, hopefully that'll be out sometime in the next 6 months or so. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Who doesn't want to hear about the time Brian Johnson accidentally stole Adam West's hotel room? And or the time I met the guy, the kid who played Short Round from Temple of Doom. My hero when I was growing up.
Right.
Those are just a couple examples. So yeah, Ki Kwan, man,
that's awesome,
super cool guy.
That's awesome.
I love
I
how
keep thinking you need your own TV show.
Gets. I love how into stuff Ki Kwan gets. There was an ongoing whole thing where this guy was doing slow down, slow time videos.
Yep, I saw that. It was cool. And he pulled.
I need to do another one because I need to do a better one than the last one I did. I love how excited he gets, and it just makes me more excited about stuff that he does.
Yeah, his enthusiasm is definitely infectious, and I got to hang out with him a couple times, and it was definitely a huge highlight of my life. For sure. And I just love that he's back too. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and it makes me happy to see him on the screen again.
Absolutely.
Hey, you're a highlight of our life. Drinking with you is a highlight of our life.
It's funny because we
So-
told James when we went to Idaho, like how much fun we had with you that first time. So like when the opportunity came back, we were just like, no, James, you need to come with us.
Yeah.
You need to come and drink with Ming. It's a different experience, man. And I'm sure he got that experience.
You know what I think would be fun? I know you're doing a thing where you're going from trying to get to a con in every single state.
Yes.
I would like to figure out where your last state is, where your last con is that's going to check it off your bucket list. I'm like, we got to go to that con. That would be fun.
I'll figure that out. I mean, this all spurred because I'm about to hit my 50th state next year, which is South Dakota. So I've hit every state, and then I was like, well, once I do that, what's next? And the goal is to hit a Comic-Con in every state. I mean, I've already knocked off the two hardest ones. I went to a con in Alaska. So it's just gonna be random states. I haven't done one in like Arkansas, or I'm trying to think of some other state.
Little Rock has a big con that I've heard.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, there's definitely a Arkansas Comic-Con for sure. Montana's probably going to be the toughest one. As big a state that is, there's not much geekdom going on there. But I saw there are a couple sci-fi cons up there, so we'll figure it out.
Have you been to Oklahoma?
Not a con. I've been to Oklahoma, but I met a guy who does a pop culture and horror con there, and
Nice.
he was like, "Hey man, why don't you come to one of my future shows?" I'm like, "Done." So
Yeah. Hey,
can't,
Me and Frey will happily.
Well, if you said HorrorCon, I will be there too.
Yeah, I believe it's either it's in Oklahoma City or Tulsa. I can't remember, but either one.
I'm in Tulsa, so hopefully it's Tulsa.
Fantastic.
Perfect. Ming, you're amazing. We love you.
Yeah,
Happy
happy 200th. I mean, I tell people this all the time, especially when they hit milestones. Most podcasts don't last over 10 episodes, so especially once you do with your friends. So it's funny. I mean, I see so much podcast drama in the studio. It's insane. I'm like, will you guys just shut up and record? Like, stop.
Yeah,
you guys are idiots. Like, I don't care who stole whose idea, or and you guys aren't famous enough to be bickering like this. Like, just
divas.
And of course, every time some people they finish like, how are we? How did we do good? I'm like, oh man, you guys were awesome. Like, of course I'm going to say that. So
Nah, man. For us, we've always said the day we stop having fun is the day we stop doing the show. So
exactly.
Same thing with everything I do in my life. So and I wish you guys were at every con with me, but I appreciate every moment I have with you guys. So until the next one, my friends.
Absolutely, man. Hey, maybe one of these days we will be going to every con with you.
Let's make it happen. We just said it out loud. We just manifested it. Let's do it.
Do it. Exactly. It's out there in the universe. All right.
I mean, well, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Have a good night, my friend.
Thanks, Ming.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Have a great show.
I appreciate it, man.
He is probably the coolest guy.
What a legend.
So laid back.
Oh, yeah.
No? God.
Speaking of cons, I want to throw this out there real quick. Black Friday, I know a lot of you guys are in the area.
Yeah.
San Francisco's got a fan expo going on. And so 3-day event. If you guys are heading there, we got an Airbnb, and I'll go buy a bottle of that Poison Malort. We'll go to town. That's the shot you give your enemy. That's what it's known as. It's so terrible.
That's their marketing is the shot you give your enemy.
Yeah.
But your enemy is gonna become your friend after that, because it's an experience. You have to bond over Malort. You're gonna be at Fan Expo?
We're gonna be at Fan Expo. So yeah, I'm not joking about that. If you guys feel like getting away from the family, if they're coming in for Thanksgiving, head on over to SF. We're gonna be hanging out there, and Charlie Cox, Christian Haydenson, a lot of good people are gonna be there. It's gonna be a good event.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is
unfortunately,
awesome.
I'm probably going to be working, but I mean, like Black Friday, I usually end up still having to work.
Yeah.
And then Saturday for sure, because I work Tuesday through Saturday. But
we had him on earlier, but comic book artist Brandon McKinney is also going to be at Fandom Con signing some stuff, so make sure you stop by Brandon's table, say hi, that sort of thing. And I think Diego is going to be there too, right?
Yeah,
Diego
Diego
IRIARTE.
Yeah.
So we have 2 artists that were on the show with you tonight that will be at Fan Expo. So go check them out.
Yeah, I can't. So
let's get back into.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I know, so much fun. So Frank, how often do you get out to go to the cons?
The summertime's
area?
pretty insane, right? That's when it's like really popping off, and you're going to all the local ones as much as you can. Right now, it's mostly the big ones. We normally would go to BlizzCon this time of year, but Blizzard decided to cancel that on us. So luckily, the Fan Expo folks invited us, so we were heading over there. Our first Fan Expo was in Denver, and really enjoyed it. It was you could tell that they're really trying to escalate their game. San Jose's got GalaxyCon that they're really throwing some money into, so I think that's going to be another big one that we're excited about too. Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say you're getting invited to cons now? Okay, we need to get to the Geek Freak level because we're not getting invited to cons.
Invited to cons.
It's press. You get invited as press, so you go to they invite you to cover the event. So I'm sure you guys can do the same thing. You just gotta apply.
You're getting invited. That's all that matters.
There's one con that we get invited to at this point, and that's LA Comic-Con. They do invite us as press.
Oh, I have a bone to pick with those guys. So we've got the whole team that's going down to LA Comic-Con, and I always get a press pass for those guys, easy peasy. And this year, and by the way, I'm the editor, I'm the social media guy, I'm the one with the calendar, I'm everything. I'm the only one that did not get a media pass this year, and everybody else got them. And so I'm talking to how there's always a PR person. Talking to the PR person, I'm like, look, if you don't want me to go, I don't know what's going to happen from our end. Like, it's just going to be a bunch of pictures taken. But yeah, so LA Comic-Con, we'll be there next year. You guys burned me this year.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. Nicole's usually pretty good about that stuff, man.
Yeah.
She's been really good with us on that. So
I'm sure it was just a fluke. I didn't really push it too hard because I know that they're busy, especially, you guys get the emails and stuff like that, like 2 weeks before the con. Oh my God, You guys have got to be losing your mind right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hey, if that happens next year, you just let us know. We'll get you in. But we're gonna.
I'll be there one way or another.
We're gonna make you wear a distance nerding shirt. So
there we go.
Wear Geek Freak's hat, but you're rocking the DN shirt, man.
There we go. Oh, proudly.
Exactly.
We definitely need to find a con that we're both at and make sure that we're hanging out. Oh, that is a good one too. Yeah, that's the best. You know how many times? I think it was Matt that might have been saying it, or maybe it was over the gym. But I'm gonna be smacking Deadpool's ass next time I see you at a con, man.
Yeah,
for sure. Every time I see you at a con, I'm just like, if I can smack that ass, I'd be there.
So it's funny because like it's not a joke, when you say cosplay is not consent, that's it's a real thing, right?
For real, yeah.
Now, I am the opposite. I will not touch, but there are plenty of people who will grab my ass. I have no ass, right? I have 0 teats, and for some reason, somebody always grabs my ass, and it's like, I don't have any ass. What are you grabbing? Grabbing
we'll
air.
Find it on a mission.
The search for Phil's ass.
Oh boy, there's your next shirt right there. The search for Phil's ass.
If anybody finds it, that'll be great.
We want to know where it is.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's a medical issue.
Man. All right. Well, I'm gonna be heading out, but again, guys, I gotta give you a big shout out for 200 episodes. It's fantastic hanging out with you, and I can't wait to see what you guys got cooking next. Thank you for inviting me, and again, congrats on the 200. That's amazing.
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
We gotta have
but you gotta get your pluggables in. Gotta get your pluggables in.
Yes, give us all your plugs, man, and we're about to get pluggables anyway. So
just you can Google Geek Freaks to find us, but if you guys are listening to this podcast right now, not a people do this. Drop a review for Distance Nerding. It's so easy to do. It's a free way to support the podcast. Make sure you guys do that.
Oh, we appreciate that, man. That's awesome.
That's
right,
a professional right.
I'll see you around. Have a good one.
Absolutely.
All right, see you, man.
Bye.
Thanks, Frank.
Bye.
God, man, this has been an amazing show, an amazing experience. We've had a crap ton of fun tonight.
Yeah.
But we really do have to start jumping into to the end of this because, guys, I don't know if you know this, but over here at DN, we got merch, people.
Woo! We got merch, people. Burr, 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 burr. No.
There There you go.
There it is. There it is. We got merch, people. We don't have hat anymore, but we do got shirts.
We don't have hat because Ming has hat.
We should have said something to about the hat to Ming. Oh my god. Would it be weird if we like, Ming, can we have the hat back?
No, because then you would not have a joke anymore, man.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But look, we got the logo shirt in black. We got the charcoal character shirt that you're modeling. Look at our model right there.
Look at that. Beautiful.
And you know what's funny is people love this shirt, man. You know, it's one thing. Like, it's funny enough, most people don't realize that's me with a Deadpool shirt on, with a Deadpool mask on. But like, they look at James and look at those round, amazing arms. Look at that, James.
The shoulders. It's the shoulders.
It's the shoulder.
Really define it. Really define it. But anyway,
and really enough, that's only accurate for Phil.
I was trying to pass it off and say, no, James has the nice shoulders.
Okay, so if you want one of the shirts, logo shirt, character shirt, $20 each. All you got to do is DM us on Instagram. Let us know which shirt you're looking for, what sizes, how many you're looking for. $20 each, 25 if we gotta ship it to you, or if we're at the cons, it's right there, $20, easy enough. If you're in Florida, it might cost you a little bit more because there's an alligator tax. So
Florida man,
who knows how much it's gonna be. Florida man,
Yep.
Florida man's got to get paid. But yeah, Instagram, Distance Nerding. Let us know how many shirts you want. It is Christmas time.
Yeah,
that's right.
What's your
It's a great gift for your kids and your friends and the random homeless person who walk down the street.
Forced to drink Malort.
That's right. That's right. It makes good wrapping paper for your Malort.
Oh my gosh!
So I have to set it on fire and the shirt.
Don't set the shirt on fire. That would not be good.
I just think it
Okay.
turns on fire when it touches more because it tastes like burning.
This is our 200th episode. How many episodes do we have of the build?
We've got a lot of them, man. But I mean, let's talk about the schedule here because we do have a schedule. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesdays, the download. Normally, the show that you would be watching right now, 6:30 to 8:30. Of course, we started early, went a little
way over.
But I mean, 200th episode, it was a lot, and we kind of needed that. Thursdays and Fridays, the build. So the Thursday shows from 6 to 8, it's a full build. Fridays, we do it from 6 to 7, which is mainly just the interview. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do a whole bunch of this stuff. Now, of course, this Thursday, we will not be doing an episode of the build, mainly because it is Jack's birthday, so we're celebrating that. But Friday,
Where are we all going? What are we going to do?
I mean, if you want to come, we're going to be eating some deliciousness, so it's going to be great.
All Malort course. Every Malort's been put into every course of every meal.
How did you know? So this Friday, ladies and gentlemen, the 22nd, we're going to be so Sacramento Ghostbusters are coming back on the show. It's been a while since they've been on the show. Specifically, Terror Dog Squad is going to be on the show, and it's going to be a good time talking about their charity events and everything that they do, but just all the fun that they do in their cosplay efforts and just Ghostbusters cosplay. So it's going to be a fun time with them.
Sweet.
Very cool. All right.
I can't believe it's been 200 episodes.
200 episodes, man.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Crazy.
I dig it.
So, guys, we need all of the plugs. It is pluggable time.
Wow. Excuse
And
me.
Shadu needs a new camera. So
So Shadu, give us your pluggable, sir.
Okay, great. If my light doesn't fall over again. And now the dogs have noticed. All right. I am SHG Studios on YouTube and on Instagram. I currently do Elder Scrolls content, TTRPG videos, lore from my own fantasy world, my own custom music, paranormal investigations, and so much more. I am also on Phrase Channel. We have a little series called Classified, where we take your favorite pop culture characters and place them into their respective D&D classes. Journals of the Peoples replace Journals of the Classes. In that series, we will go over the different peoples or species that inhabit the worlds of D&D. In the meantime, we are filming Season 2 of Classified. I'm also in the distance noting sphere. I'm on the download on Tuesdays, which is the very show you are watching right now. The build on Thursdays and sometimes Fridays. And supposedly, I'm on Kyber Cave Productions.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah, we don't know, but supposedly. Graveyard, give us your pluggable, sir.
Yes, I am Graveyard, co-host of the Mostly Pod Out at Night Mostly podcast.
Mostly
Pod.
Night.
There you go.
Mostly.
Guys, I'm telling you, you have to listen to it. I was behind. I just got caught up today. I'm not going to say that I don't absolutely love the November episodes, but I do absolutely love the November episodes. And
because they're good movies that we watch in November.
God, the review on Terminator was great, but the review on Ex Machina, I was like, man, I got to go rewatch that movie. And then also Upgrade is on my list. I need to go watch it.
Yeah. It is the month of Salem, where we purge our palates from the Malort-filled episodes of October because we watch really bad stuff.
They watch the Malort equivalent of movies.
Yes, so make sure to check that out. Every this last 2 weeks is me a little bit off, maybe Thursdays for the last 2 episodes of this month. But check out Conversations in the Void over on YouTube every Wednesdays, where we interview people in the horror world. We have some really great guests lined up for the next couple of months. I'm excited. And if anyone watching is in the Chicagoland area this weekend, myself and the Horror Dads will be at the Days of the Dead Con in Chicago with our own table as press passes as well. So it's our first con doing something like this, and we're really excited for it. We're hoping to talk to really great people and get invited back, because there is a All Monsters Attack one in Chicago in June with Rob Paulson coming and all the voice cast of TMNT.
Yes.
Nice.
Say hi to Rob for us, man. I love that guy.
That's awesome. That is so cool. Hey, real quick, while we're on pluggables, I just want to plug everybody who's been part of the show over the years. It's been great. You know, it's been mainly, you know, young Phil and I, more mainly young Phil. But, you know, all our hosts that have come on, so like, you know, Liam or Shadu and Graveyard and Frey has been great. You know, Fours, who's been on and, you know, he's doing fun things right now. Like we had Elise on, but, you know, we were supposed to have Fours on, but he's busy doing some voice acting stuff right now. So shout out to him. Everybody else, all the errands, everybody in the chat, you know, the Long families.
Yeah,
super amazing.
In chat. Definitely. We love you guys.
Say Wong is super
shout
amazing.
Out
Bird, Watson, everybody. Curtis, Corona, you know, who's also amazing. Tater's all right.
Pick up there.
That's fine. Okay, Tater. But yeah, if you have something you want to discuss, tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know in the Facebook group, The Distance Nerdington Post.
Right. Guys, it's real easy. All you got to do is go over to the Distance Nerding website, head over to distancenerding.com. Go up to the big blue button at the top right there. You can hit the Buy Some Taco button. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can join the taco party. Join the taco party. Buy us a taco. That's right. You can join the taco party. That's the best way to support Distance Nerding and everything that we do, and all the different shows and live events and prizes, everything like that. Like Frank said earlier, leave us a review, guys. If you enjoy our content and you enjoy the shows that we do, everything that we do, head over to either Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast, and leave us a review. It does help out because it gets the algorithm to think that we're actually decent and good at what we do. Now, of course, ladies,
if you haven't left a review, go leave a review.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Do it! Come on! Do it now!
Okay, there you go. And exactly like do it now. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to connect with us, you can connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or at least for the time being. We're still on Twitter. It's not X. It's still going to be Twitter. Twitch, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Discord, MySpace, Vine, GeoCities, Friendster, Second Life, AIM, Farmers Only, Christian Mingle, OnlyFans. It's only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and mandals. Of course, the beard, as you can see right there, and Jamez's glasses just sitting there on a table, seductively staring at you.
And of course, me doing anything for money.
And of course, Shadu, who will do anything for money. Anything. Including wiggle those little fingers right in your butthole. There you go.
And the search for Phil's ass.
Hey!
Add in the search for Phil's ass. It's there somewhere. It's not. I've got to do a lifetime of squats just to get a little bit. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like us to break up with your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, pet, schoolyard bully, annoying neighbor, or just tell us how much you enjoy us, hate us, or wish the internet would consume us completely and spit us out at the feet of every guest that was on the show here today, especially Malort. Jepson himself, the proprietor of Malort.
I'll be honest, man.
You can send us an email at Nest.
Matt made me cry a little bit. He was so nice.
Oh my God, he did. Okay. Between Matt and me, you know, those arguably two guys who are massive in the podcast world and
inspirations.
Yeah, and just the way that they talked about us made me feel like 200 episodes and we're doing the right thing.
Like we almost felt legitimate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It almost feels like we're actually good at what we do.
It's almost like we are.
Yeah. It almost felt like we should get paid for this, right?
I wish we got paid for this. If we could get paid to do this, and I could just podcast and create content for the rest of my life, that'd be great. We would be doing what every 20-year-old kid wishes they were, and we're like in our 40s, except for one person on this panel.
Hi, I'm the 21-year-old kid with you. Can do this.
We should have asked Dave while he was drunk on the wild turkey. Damn it.
Yeah. You're going to pay us on? There we go. All right. It's nerding at AOL.com, and we will read it live on the show.
We did it, everybody. 200.
Episodes, guys.
That's amazing. Everybody, thanks, and keep nerding together.
Get together.
That's
just my line, guys. It's just my line. Just my line.
Exactly.
Oh, you only want yours? Okay.
Thanks. And keep nerding together.
It says together in the line, but it's only my line. Don't stop on mine.
Oh, okay.
For the 200th time, it's time for the dance party.
Woo!
Oh,
let's do this.
Is that a wave?
It is.
Distance nerding.
James is growing facial hair.
Peach fuzz.
We'll see everybody on episode 201.